Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Long as I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. Sports coma, yeah, this is where we do that. Where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that. Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Sports coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Somebody please better help. Running this thing like Elf. I thank God every day I'm not a felt. Go to YouTube Live with Big Q and the guys. If you ain't ride or die, the bandwagon get flipped. Been marching in, that was way for the ring. I was yelling out your shame for the championship. Fucking on Tampa, duck down. Falcons, pluck, get shut down. Panthers ain't much touchdown. The vision really belong to us now. So much hate on the Saints, you could probably tell. Ever since Bounty Gate hit the NFL, when things seem fishy, then you probably smell the crooked referees or Roger Goodell. Fucking like this, and I'm a who that. Every day I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. It's the sports coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that. Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. It's the sports coma, this is where we do that.
You're listening to the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys on the PRO Media Network.
Shout out to the fam, man. We up in this Sports Coma. Shout out to the mighty Who Dat Nation. We up in this thing. Shout out to the fam. Appreciate y'all. And like I've been saying for some time now, welcome. You're now rocking with the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys, where we have intense, entertaining, educating, and enlightening sport talk from your favorite sports fam. Good to see y'all. Much love to the mighty Who Dat Nation. We up in this thing. So shout out to the fam. Appreciate y'all being in the stream. As always, man, on this Monday, I hope you guys had a fantastic weekend. Hope you had a fantastic and positive start to your new week, because we rolling up in this thing, fam. Saints making some moves. Now, nothing right now in terms of this, just them trying out these guys. Saints consider adding veterans Kareem Hunt and Anthony Barr to bolster the roster. This is from the WhoDatDaily.com. Shout out to Niles Carpenter on the scoop for the WhoDatDaily.com covering it. We'll talk about this. It's one of the big stories that's coming out. We'll also react to three of the camp interviews: Dennis Allen, Juwan Johnson, and Peyton Turner. We'll go over them today. And also we'll just talk about some of the news of the day. Of course, the running back room appears to be having an issue. So Kareem Hunt is a guy the Saints are trying out there. That's very interesting, because Kareem Hunt's very violent style of running will definitely work with the Saints. And you'll have three battering rams that go at opposing defenses for at least 3 weeks of the season, if he's indeed signed. And another really interesting move to this is Anthony Barr. Now, of course, the Saints have been pretty cool on bringing in other people. You know what I'm saying? Not linebackers. They have not brought in, any veterans to kind of make a move. And of course, the Saints did wait all the way until everybody was going. If they just moved a little sooner, they'd had a couple other guys. But instead, Anthony Barr is not a bad player. He's been a pretty productive player over his career. And the Saints bringing him here, a veteran linebacker, in now, does that mean something? We know right now the Saints did lose Anthony Dowell. I know they lost Andrew Dowell for this, for the season. And you have Demario Davis that they're saying is nothing to it. He has a calf issue. He missed a couple of days of practice, but doesn't mean something that veteran linebacker Anthony Barr is coming in here. It's something more up with Demario Davis. Now, Dennis Allen did say that he don't expect nothing bad to happen, but we'll see if these guys are signed. So anyway, with that being said, we'll get into some of the news, notes, and items. We'll start with this story, then we'll cover Saints training camp day number 11. We'll go over that. We'll react to some videos. We'll take a look at the depth chart, and we'll talk about it. So let's get it started by playing an interview from Ian Rappaport that kind of got this thing started here. So y'all please feel free to put one in the chat if y'all don't hear.
I'm waiting for the right opportunity. Still wants to make a little bit of money, so I don't get the sense he's going to, get a minimum deal. But he is on his way to New Orleans to visit with the Saints. That visit starts tonight, so may not get some news today on that. But New Orleans, Mike, does have a little bit of a need there. Obviously, Alvin Kamara's 3-game suspension, we know now, is official. They obviously could use Kareem Hunt to kind of fill that void early. But Eno Benjamin, who was going to be one of their backup running backs, tore his Achilles, is out for the season. So they had an even bigger need. Thus, Kareem Hunt now on his way to New Orleans, and we shall see if his next opportunity comes with the Saints. Kareem Hunt has been biding his time, waiting.
That's most interesting because they showed you some of the footage of Kareem Hunt running. And I just wanted to know if the Saints had a long hair, don't care running back policy. I think all of them, all the top 3 running backs, don't Kendre Miller also is? I mean, they got a long hair, don't care running back policy. That's what's going on over there. And Kareem Hunt fits nicely in with his brutal style of running. Kareem Hunt's always been a very special running back in the NFL. And if it does work out where the Saints land Kareem Hunt, could you just imagine what they could do? So I just love the passion, not the passion, what word I'm searching for, but the overall, just intuitive, snap to it nature of what the Saints are doing right now in terms of there's a problem with the running back situation. Let's go get one of these top guys on the market. Kareem Hunt can start a few games for you if something happened. He'll play nicely behind a guy like Jamal Williams. Kendre Miller is still there. And then, of course, Anthony Barr is the other guy that we talked about as well. So anyway, let's cover that story right here, fam, from the WhoDatDaily.com. Niles Carpenter did a wonderful job on the article. And he's talking about as it's based on Diana Rossini, formerly of ESPN. I don't think she's still, she might still be with him. Saints have been busy on the player market, eyeing veteran running back Kareem Hunt and linebacker Anthony Barr's potential additions to the roster. Diana Rossini revealed that the team is actively working out both players, showcasing their determination to reinforce the squad ahead of the upcoming season. With star running back Alvin Kamara serving a 3-game suspension due to a violation of the NFL personal conduct policy, the Saints are keen to strengthen their backfield options. The recent Achilles tendon injury to Eno Benjamin further compounded their concerns. To address these gaps, the Saints secured Jamal Williams early in offseason, plus drafted TCU running back Kendre Miller in the 3rd round of the 2023 draft. But now the Saints see Hunt as a potential backup until Kamara's return. Hunt's experience amassed during his 4 years with the Browns showcases his versatility as both a runner and a receiver, making him an attractive option to bolster the Saints' running game. In addition, Hunt faced his share of challenges, including trade drama that lingered throughout the season. Despite the off-field distractions, he still managed to contribute significantly with over 1,800 rushing yards, 973 receiving yards, and 23 touchdowns during his tenure. Pretty productive. However, his final year with the Browns didn't go as planned, as his role would reduce, leading to his worst carry average of his career. A fresh start in New Orleans could provide Hunt with the opportunity to reestablish himself and contribute effectively to the team's offensive strategy. On the defensive side, the Saints are considering adding veteran linebacker Anthony Barr to their ranks. The 4-time Pro Bowler spent the majority of his career with the Vikings from 2014 to 21 before joining the Dallas Cowboys for a brief stint. Now, Barr's ability or experience leadership on the field could provide a much-needed boost to the Saints' defense. 553 tackles, 18.5 sacks, 41 tackles for a loss, and 48 QB hits throughout his career. Barr brings a wealth of skills and knowledge to the table. As a free agent, Barr has been on the lookout for a new team. The Saints might just be the right fit. The team's pursuit of the veteran linebacker shows that New Orleans might have a concern for linebacker Demario Davis, who's dealing with a calf injury. If Barr finds a new home in New Orleans, it could mark the beginning of an exciting chapter in his career. So anyway, shout out to Niles, man, for dropping and writing a really good article. And this is interesting because this definitely helps when you can get a veteran. And even though Barr is like he's not in his prime anymore, but he's still a solid linebacker you can count on and bring in if you need to, you know. And I think it's a smart move because if something were to happen to, and these guys have not been signed yet. These guys are merely trying out with the team. So we'll know more tomorrow on which direction the Saints choose to go in terms of picking up whether it's Kareem Hunt or Barr or both. Right now you're bringing in these veterans. I remember the Saints did earlier last week. They brung in a couple of players to try out. Now they had an undrafted guy, and I think Amari Jones. Then they had a couple, Derek Dillon, former LSU wide receiver, and they also had the wide receiver they signed today. I mean, not today, but they announced the signing of him the other day. So they had those guys to try, and then the Saints kind of had let's get some veterans in here to help out. So this could be big, and Barr would be a veteran linebacker, probably no doubt about it, a much needed veteran linebacker behind Demario Davis. If Pete Werner had an issue, you got DeMarco Jackson, who missed all of last year's. It's a rookie year for him. Zach Bond, who has been here for like what is Zach Bond going on his fourth year or something like that, and he's unproven. So do we really want to go down that path? Saints possibly looking at a veteran linebacker like Barr to come in and help things out and even play in a pinch if they decide to sign him. So this is a very interesting group of guys that they're bringing in here, and both of these guys can really help out if they are indeed signed, if they pass the physical or meet whatever financial situation the Saints want to go with. And remember, the Saints right now are sitting at, according to Sport Track, and over the cap, over $13 million. One of them have them ranked at 13.1, another one at 13.4. So the Saints have over $13 million, but they can be able to sign one of these players, if not both of these players, at a pretty economical deals to help out with the depth of the team. So this could be a very nice move for the Saints if they so choose to go in that direction. Very good, man. This is what I'm talking about. Like, if you got issues, and no disrespect to Eno Benjamin, but Eno Benjamin is not a Kareem Hunt. Let's just be honest. Now, he does his thing, but you bring in a guy like Hunt who has a lot of experience playing. He fits similar to the guys that you have running here. And then you add a guy like him in your mix, that helps. Anthony Barr is a big time linebacker, and he's past his prime, but still, he's a veteran linebacker. You put in a linebacker core with a bunch of these young guys, he can help. So this is what I'm talking about. You're adding these talented players right here, amass everything else, and you're like, what injuries or whatever, we're not going to stop this from letting us make this happen. That's what I'm talking. That is when you refuse. You refuse, and that's that championship, not cocky, but confident attitude that I was looking for. I'm looking for from the New Orleans Saints. I know you got chips on your shoulder. I know you got a bit of upsetness to you. But at the same time, it's like, regardless of whatever we got to go through to get it, we're gonna get it, baby. That's what I'm talking about. That's what it takes to make it. That is the mind frame of greatness, baby. That type of thought process spawns Super Bowls, deep playoff runs. You see what I'm saying? That type of powerful mentality spawns Super Bowls, and then you can start seeing it on the field. And they see that we're not going to let nothing stop us from accomplishing the goal. And the goal is championships, multiple championships. I love it. I love it, man. I love what they're doing. And plus, they got the money to do this, man. And that's really good. So I'm loving this. Shout out to the fam, man. Appreciate y'all being in the stream. Shout out to Roll. What's up, Dana, baby? Shout out to you, Pops TG. Shout out, Trey. Much love to my boy, Trey. Bobby, shout out to you as well. Good to see you in the building. Be kind is in the building. What's happening? Be kind. How you doing, Willie? Much love to you. My man Elite's in the building as well. Shout out to you, brethren. All right. Tony, how you doing, sir? Says, what up, Q? I hate when people say, oh, the Saints have an easy schedule this. And they only say that they know if we stay healthy, when we're going to win at least 12 games, and they know it. They know it. Yeah, some of that is saying you got to throw out the disclaimer, right? But listen, a lot of these analysts, truth be told, a lot of these analysts were saying deep playoff runs and Super Bowls before the diehards were. Because the diehards got a burst of reality last year from a coach, and really, truthfully, it was supposed to take a step last year and then went backwards by several victories. Looked awful, terrible. But could that be reversed? It appears like the energies, the polarities have shifted. It appears. Not only just appears, but from an energy standpoint, don't you feel it? The vibe is different. And that's all you've been hearing them say. Players, coaches, reporters. It feels different. And you put all these players together and they all get encapsulated by the energy about Michael Thomas chip on his shoulder and all these other guys. And they have in their mind frames and Carr understanding not only just the chip on his shoulder, but he had the stuff about him being middle of the pack and all this kind of stuff. And usually when you take a guy like that, and people gave me a little push on my Stafford, Derek Carr comparison, but I was saying, listen, it was not in terms of just the statistics. I wanted people to understand it was the move because he needed a change, a breath of fresh air. That's what Stafford needed when he left Detroit and went to the Rams and took the Rams to the playoffs and then ultimately to a Super Bowl victory. The same thing could happen with Carr. Same thing could happen with Carr. Stafford got tired of the BS that was happening in Detroit. He had to carry them a lot, had to throw all them yards out there and all that. Half-ass teams for years. One or two teams he had that was decent. He might have been in the NFL a little longer, but I'm saying, not just from a statistical standpoint, it's the fact that when you get these guys, 10-year people or veterans like that, and they go to a better team with a more consistent environment for them to thrive, you usually see them thriving and you see them take it to the level. So you don't hear people talk about Matt Stafford was a bum and he only put up statistics anymore. You don't hear that no more. People used to disrespect the hell out of Matthew Stafford. They ain't doing it no more. He got a Super Bowl ring on his docket. So the thing is, like I said, you switch environments, you put those guys in different environments and with better teams. And this guy has a better team all the way around, especially if you think about adding talent like a Kareem Hunt. You lose a new Benjamin, you bring in a Kareem Hunt possibly. Demario Davis is banged up with a calf issue that they say is not major, but minor. And you bring Anthony Barr in. If you lose Andrew Dowell. These are upgrades in my opinion, no disrespect to the other guys, but these are veterans that's coming in here that's providing depth. They're not starters. They're coming in here to provide depth. And that makes me feel comfortable when you have a proven veteran that comes in that can help you, especially one in the linebacker core and one in the running back room that can help. So it's pretty good, man. Shout out to you, bro. Thank you, Tony, for your question. Jerusalem, shout out to you, fam. How you doing, sir? Appreciate you. Good to see you in the chat. B Mill, shout out to you, my brother. Good to see you. Much love to you and the rest of the fam. Molly Mall's in this thing. K-Man's in this thing. T Dirty. What's happening, baby? He's in this thing. OG Jerry is in this thing. My dog Tragic is in this thing. Shout out to everybody. My boy Randolph, keeping it real. What's up, brother Randolph? Shout out to you, my boy. You in this thing as well. Carla, the queen, is in here. Much love to you, brother Robert, and all the family members. Shout out to you, brother Tedra. I see you, fam. Country Rail. Much love to you, fam. Much love. All right. So anyway, fam, let's go ahead on and get into it. But this is a positive in my book. But let's hit the camp news and notes right here. Shout out to the Saints News Network, brother Hendricks, Kyle T. Mosley, Bob Rose. You know how we do. We love them. All right. So anyway, as we get into it, man, in today's training camp, we've seen a lot of stuff. I got some video I'm going to play for you. What's up, 504 Coach? Shout out to you, fam. I got some video that I'm going to play for you from today's camp as well. For some people that might have not seen some of the camp, we're going to play some of it at least so you can see it as I go over some of these news and notes from day number 11. So anyway, Attendance, Traquan Smith, Rashid Shaheed, Laddie Daddy, JT Gray, Demario Davis, Coda Martin, Andrews Pete, Lucas Crawl were amongst those that's not spotted at Monday's practice. Lattimore, Greg Graham had vet days. Smith, Shaheed are out with groin issues. Lucas Crawl is dealing with a tailbone, and Coda Martin had an ankle injury. You know, regarding Davis, his calf, Allen is optimistic about his outlook, talking about the soft tissue injuries as a long time. But both Davis and Pete Quad have been spotted at the facility, so there's a lot of reason to be optimistic there. Now, Kirk Merritt had a hamstring issue. Jesse James had a groin issue. Anthony Johnson had a groin issue. All left practice early. However, Johnson came back. Initial update on Merritt and James that it wasn't significant. So that is also a positive. Anytime you hear people say it's not significant, and I know sometimes you got to take it with a grain of salt, because DA is, Dennis Allen is known to kind of exaggerate sometimes, but it is what it is. All right. What's up, Pelicans Nola? Shout out to you. Now, anyway, let's get into some of this stuff, man, as we keep it going here, man. And day number 11. Saints looks more and more. The Saints had an offensive line of Trevor Penning, James Hurst, Eric McCoy, Cesar Ruiz, Ryan Ramczyk out there today. Landon Young did some good reps with the first team at the left guard in place of Hurst. Young then kicked out the left tackle alongside of Nick Saldiveri on the second team. The Saints once again showed a base 43 defense, but did not run to the nickel for some of their drills. The first group had Cam Jordan, Nate Shepard, Colin Saunders, and Peyton Turner. On the line, it was Zach Bourne, Nephi Sewell, and Pete Werner with that linebacker. Alante Taylor, Paulson Adebo on outside, Marcus May, Tyrann Mathieu were at safety. And when the team ran the nickel, Bradley Roby was handling the slot duties. Also an inside rotation change with DeRoche and Brian Breesy came up in that thing. Now, one-on-one details and a couple of one-on-ones to make note of. Michael Thomas against Paulson Adebo, Wakar at the quarterback, complete for an inside shot middle. That nice battle on the line of scrimmage between the two. Michael got him on the completion. No touchdown, though. Chris Olave versus Alante Taylor, Wakar at the quarterback, complete. Quan Baker versus Hugo Amadi with Winston at the QB, complete. Brian Edwards versus Isaac Yiadom with Winston at the quarterback, incomplete. Lynn Bowden Jr. versus Anthony Johnson with Carr at the quarterback, complete. Keith Kirkwood versus Troy Pride with Carr at the QB position, incomplete. James Washington versus Adrian Fry with Winston at the QB situation, incomplete. A.T. Perry versus Paulson Adebo with Winston in there, incomplete. Kiki Cote versus Alante Taylor, complete left side out route, no touchdown. Shaq Davis versus Troy Pride with Winston at the quarterback, complete inside route, nice stutter step from Shaq Davis, big guy. John Trey Kirkland got involved against Hugo Amadi with Winston at the quarterback, incomplete. Michael Thomas versus Isaac Yiadom, Carr at the quarterback, complete, no touchdown. Chris Olave versus Bradley Roby, incomplete. Brian Edwards versus Paulson Adebo with Carr at the helm, complete on the fade route. Nice catch by Edwards, probably the best of camp thus far. Quan Baker versus Anthony Johnson with Winston there, complete, inside. A.T. Perry versus Isaac Yiadom with Winston there, incomplete. Lynn Bowden Jr. versus Adrian Fry with Carr at the quarterback, complete. Keith Kirkwood versus Troy Pride with Carr in there, incomplete. Chris Olave versus Alante Taylor with Carr there, complete. And it's a fade route to the left, perfect execution between the two for a score. Great throw with an even better catch. That was the highlights of the day. So Chris Olave got one over Alante Taylor on the touchdown. Shaq Davis versus Paulson Adebo, Winston there, complete fade route. Worth honorable mention as the runner up to the Olave catch. Adebo stopped him short at the 1 yard line. Mike Thomas versus Isaac Yiadom with Carr there, complete curl route left. James Washington versus Bradley Roby with Winston there, complete. Brian Edwards versus Troy Pride, Winston, no throw, good coverage by Pride. Definitely seemed like miscommunication between the two. Brian Edwards got involved there. And let's see, hold on. Brian Edwards, let's see, hold on. Now, John Trey Kirkland, versus Adrian Fry, Carr there, incomplete. A.T. Perry versus Paulson Adebo, Carr there, inside, incomplete. Kiki Cote versus Anthony Johnson, incomplete. Michael Thomas versus Isaac Yiadom with Carr at QB, complete inside. Chris Olave versus Alante Taylor with Carr there, complete out and up left, touchdown. Olave just left Taylor behind in the route. And Brian Edwards versus Paulson Adebo with Winston there, complete. Lynn Bowden versus Hugo Amadi with Winston in there, complete middle. And his note says that it was a good inside move and he cooked him. So Lynn Bowden getting the move on Hugo Amadi. And, Lynn Bowden is pretty swift. Keith Kirkwood versus Troy Pride with Carr there, it was complete for a deep shot. No touchdown. Quan Baker versus Adrian Fry at Carr at the quarterback, complete, sideline, left, out route, no touchdown. A.T. Perry versus Isaac Yiadom with Jameson there, complete, inside to the left side, no touchdown. Now the 7-on-7 work, Derek Carr went 5 of 6. Carr series started with an excellent hookup to Jesse James for a big game on the out for the left sideline, but he said no one accounted for him on the route and he was wide open, so blown coverage. Carr then hit Juwan Johnson in the flats on the short out route with Zach Bond in coverage. The next play was a fade right to Michael Thomas. He beat Roby in the coverage, but he dropped the pass. Carr had him, and that's usually a catch Thomas makes, so he's going to be hitting them jug machines if he ain't doing it right now. Carr came back on an underneath crossing route hook up to A.T. Perry in front of Volante Taylor and Marcus May to the right sideline. The next play was another sideline hook up to Lynn Bowden Jr. for a short gain. Things ended up with Taysom Hill curl route hookup with Nephi Sewell and Zach Bond is the closest to him. Then Jameis Winston got involved in his. He went 5 for 5. Winston hit Kendra Miller out the backfield after a fake. Miller ran an angle route for a short game with Nephi Sewell in coverage. He then hit a crossing route to Taysom Hill underneath for a short game with Anthony Orji in coverage. Now, the crosses were a familiar choice for the offense today. Miller got another short catch on the check down underneath for the next play with Orji in coverage again. Then Winston back to Taysom Hill on an intermediate crossing route for a nice gain. The series ended with a short hookup to Lynn Bowden Jr. on a curl route with Anthony Orji out there on the right. Jake Haener went 4 for 4. Haener got things started with a crossing route hookup to James Washington for an intermediate gain, working against Anthony Johnson. He then hit Lynn Bowden Jr. in the flats for a nice sideline hookup with Adrian Fry in coverage. He went to him again the next play for a short curl route hookup, then let a play develop when Brian Edwards managed to get free on the crossing route with Troy Pride and Nick Anderson as the closest defenders. Team drills. Number one, it looked like it was yesterday. Most of all of them were running plays. There were pass out there, one pass out there, they saw Carr. However, they said the running plays, there was a one pass out of plays we saw for Carr. However, the first play was a run to the right by Elvin that went for a short gain. Taysom Hill rotated in and faked inside handoff to Jamal Williams. The takeoff to the left that was stopped by Pete Werner for a loss. Carr came back in, saw his lone pass to Juwan Johnson result in the drop off his hands on a slant. Then Hill came back in, and there was no play at first, but then a short run inside on the next one. Carr had a halfback flip to Kendra Miller on the left side for the next play. Carl Grandison made a nice play to force a tackle for a loss. Grandison also had a stop on the next play when Hill was at quarterback as he was handing it off to Elvin Kamara on the inside. Grandison getting funky. Jameis Winston's first play was a handoff to the right to Jamal for a short gain. He then gave it to Elvin for an inside run after making it a cut for a medium gain. Williams also got another carry inside right, made it to the second level after some nice moves. Taysom Hill came in on the next play to run to the outside left with Foster Monroe and Jake Bogas out front as blockers. Zach Bond, Hugo Amadi, and Bradley Roby were in good position to force a short gain. Jake Haener came in, tried a stretch play to Kirk Merritt off to the left side of the first run with Anthony Orji making a stop. We hearing some Anthony Orji out there. Kendra Miller had a good carry on the outside to get to the second left on the next play. Hill came in his series, handling it off to Ellis Merriweather inside for a short gain. Haener returned, handed it off to Miller inside for a short gain. The final play was another run inside with Merriweather, and Jaron Cage made a nice stop. So we're hearing a Jaron Cage call out here. And of course, the team series number 2 was in the red zones. So you seen Derek Carr 2 of 5 in the red zone from the 12-yard line, complete to Elvin Kamara in the flat. He was alone in space. 9-yard line, complete. Kamara again up to the right sideline, working against Zach Bourne. Carl Grandison had a nice pressure on the play. From the 7-yard line in the red zone, incomplete. 5-yard line, incomplete for Derek Carr. And then a 2-yard line, incomplete fade to Chris Olave, working against Paulson Adebo in coverage. So not as good. He was 2-5 in the red zone. Jameis was also 2-5. From the 12, Jameis completed inside right to Jamal Williams for a short gain. DeMarco Jackson in coverage. From the 9-yard line, it was a complete screen to the left with Kendre Miller that was stopped by Zach Bourne for a minimal gain. 7-yard line, incomplete throwaway after Granderson won his rap against Landon Young at the left tackle, which would have resulted in a sack. Also, Kalen Saunders was also there to provide pressure. From the 5-yard line, it was an interception intended for Lynn Bowden Jr. Lonnie Johnson Jr. made an excellent read at the goal line to pick the ball off on Jameis Winston. From the 2-yard line, complete flat right to Foster Monroe for a touchdown. He beat Hugo Amadi in coverage. And then Jake Haener got involved. He was 2-4. 12-yard line, incomplete left to A.T. Perry with Anthony Johnson in coverage. 9-yard line, complete underneath sharp gain on the curl route to Lynn Bowden with Alontae Taylor working against him in the slot on the coverage. From the 7-yard line, weird sequence that saw Haener take off after it looked to be a handoff to Ellis Merriweather. Merriweather wasn't there for the give. 5-yard line, incomplete out route in the flats to Merriweather and Ryan Connolly in coverage. From the 2-yard line, complete for a touchdown, right end zone to Jawan Johnson. Haener rolled right and put it in the great spot for Johnson, who made a nice catch working against Smoke Monday. So Smoke got smoked on that play. 2 minute before the half. The 2-minute team sequence for the Saints involved them operating before the half and 2-minute drill with 2 timeouts. And this is what Derek Carr really shined in practice today. Carr, and they said, and from with a minute 40, complete curl left to Keith Kirkwood. Pete Werner was in coverage. A $126 complete crossing route left for a short gain to Jawan Johnson. Bradley Roby in coverage. A minute and 13 seconds complete slant inside to A.T. Perry with Bradley Roby in coverage. 57 seconds. Remember, they count down on the 2-minute. Complete back shoulder hookup down the seam to Jawan Johnson, Pete Werner in coverage. This was the prettiest hookup of the day as the timing and the catch was spot on. 35 seconds left. Complete sideline right short to Jawan Johnson, Paulson Adebo in coverage. 28 seconds. Complete flats right to Jamal Williams. Zach Bourne was there, who ran him out of bounds. 22 seconds inside run to Jamal Williams on the stretch play. 4 seconds left. He spiked the ball. Carr spikes it, and then 2 field goal from 28 yards, like from Blake Grupe. They didn't get the touchdown. They just got points. Jameis Winston was 6 of 9 in the 2-minute. From a $140, complete curl left to Taysom with Smoke Monday in coverage. A minute 35 seconds complete curl left to Quan Baker. Nephi Sewell's there. A minute and 18 seconds incomplete sideline shot to Taysom Hill. Adrian Fry in coverage just off his hands. A minute and 12 seconds complete right side shot to A.T. Perry. 54 seconds complete side out route to Lynn Bowden Jr. with Troy Pride there. 48 seconds complete middle intermediate gain to Foster Monroe with Jonathan Abram there. 33 seconds complete slant right left to Quan Baker, Hugo Amadi, and Smoke Monday in coverage. 26 seconds remaining. Incomplete deep sideline left pass to Kiki Coty, Isaac Yiddom in coverage. He tried to dive to make the catch. 20 seconds incomplete sideline right intermediate attempt to Taysom Hill. 15 seconds incomplete throwaway with Tanu Passanio is making his appearance. He forced him to throw it away. And with 11 seconds left, they just took a field goal attempt for 45 yards. No good by Blake Grupe, wide to the right. So that's some of the stuff that happened in the 2-minute drills. Jake Haener got some snaps and simulated a sack with 22 seconds left. And he got the field goal. Team on the field without any timeouts. Grupe hit that one with 6 seconds left, which was good from 47 yards out. Okay, and then, of course, some good general notes and observations. Dennis Allen said that the starters will play in the team's opening game against the Chiefs, and I'm going to play some of Dennis Allen's interview, matter of fact, so you'll hear. No updates on the visits from Kareem Hunt and Anthony Boyd. They're in town Monday, but we're not on the field, so the Saints kind of going over, looking at him, talking to him. Peyton Turner's playing with a lot more confidence this season, and it feels like he's ready to take a step forward. And we've been saying, and Dennis Allen been saying that, and you heard Carl Granderson. We played it with Carl Granderson yesterday. He said it. And then somebody else said it, mentioned that he looking, I think Cam Jordan may have mentioned him. And they really liking what Peyton Turner's doing. And we knew he could play. He just got to stay healthy. And it appears that he's doing that. All right, it's time to put a little bit more focus on someone like Hugo Amadi. He's growing in the slot and has a couple of plays over the past few practices. The team has some options at safety. We're eager to see who can distance themselves. Team simulated kickoffs today. The lineup of the kick team Left to right was Jonathan Abrams, Smoke Monday, Carl Grandison, Ryan Connolly, Kendre Miller, Blake Grupe, Lonnie Johnson Jr., Anthony Orji, Nick Anderson, Jordan Howden, and Hugo Amadi. Returners were Lynn Bowden Jr., Kiki Cote, and Taysom Hill was around that group. One of Blake Grupe's kicks were questionable, and the consensus felt like it was a miss. So for today's charting, he was 6 of 8. He definitely missed his first field goal in the 2-minute, and it was wide to the right. The team is off tomorrow, so they'll be back there Wednesday. So tomorrow will be a good time to hear some news on whether or not the Saints decided to sign either Hunt or Anthony Barr. So shout out to John Hendricks and the Saints News Network for some great coverage of day number 11 for the camp. All right. So anyway, let's keep it bucking and moving, man. Let's start off and kind of go to Dennis Allen first, fam. Let's hear from old DA and hear what he had to say about camp today.
Kirk Merritt left practice with a hamstring. Jesse James with a groin. A.J. Johnson. Injury updates. Kirk Merritt left practice with a hamstring. Jesse James with a groin. A.J. Johnson, groin. He came back and finished practice. Both of those, in terms of what I was just informed with the training staff, none of those seem significant, but we'll evaluate them and see where we're at. We got an off day tomorrow, so get those guys treated up. Hopefully, get them back out here pretty quick.
I know you were kind of optimistic about the Mario situation before. Is that still?
I still am optimistic about it. Look, with all these soft tissue deals, there's varying degrees to which they are, and so most of these I don't think are a long time, longer than I would like, but don't expect any of them to be long term.
And Jimmy Graham was rest, even though he's had a couple.
Yeah.
Any update on Andres Peat?
No, I mean he's working through his soft tissue injury.
I mean, you don't think that's going to be?
No, I don't.
Okay. How would you say James Hurst has done with the reps he's gotten in that spot?
Yeah, I think he's done a pretty good job. James is a veteran player. Obviously played tackle for us last year. He's been working in at guard primarily this year. He's a guy that we feel like gives us a lot of flexibility in terms of where he can play on the line. Left or right tackle, he can play guard. So he's a good veteran to have, in terms of just that flexibility and things that he can do for us.
Safe to say you're comfortable if he has to start wherever.
Yeah, he started a lot of games for us and played really well. So, yeah, we're comfortable with him. Absolutely.
How do you think Eric did that?
I thought he executed it outstanding. Which was good to see. Today we worked a first half 2-minute, which is different than a second half 2 minutes. So, it wasn't like the game was on the line. It was, get ourselves into field goal range. Let's secure the field goal first, and then if we get a chance to take a shot at the end zone, we can. So, a lot of situational work, a lot of third and goal down there in the red area. So, that's kind of where we're at in camp now, where we're getting into a lot of the situational type stuff.
Is that kind of a better evaluation of the kicker too? A little bit more game-like coming in, trying to hit it?
Yeah, we try to create as much of a game-like situation as we can. We worked a Mayday field goal there at the end, and then obviously, you have a chance to kick it at the, end of the half. So, trying to replicate the game as best you can in a controlled environment.
Dennis, it's preseason, but we are playing a game on Sunday. Does that add anything to the environment, getting ready for a game?
Well, look, it's different than a regular season in that we're still working through our installs right now. It won't be till later in the week that we get into some of the game planning for the game. But obviously, there's a little bit of excitement as you get towards the end of the week, ramping up to get ready to go play on a Sunday.
How would you describe the camp that Juwan Johnson has had and his comfortability with Derek?
Yeah, I think it's been pretty good. I think we're still, in the passing game working through a few things, but I think overall, it's been. I think that timing and that relationship's been pretty good. Yeah, I would expect our guys to play at least in the first preseason game. We'll see where we're at. Yeah, I would expect that we'll see, a lot of Hayner. Yeah, absolutely. We'll see Derek. We'll see Jameis. We'll see Hayner.
Let me pause it right there because all that's interesting. All of that is interesting because and that makes it a very interesting preseason game. Usually, sometimes we don't see that. We won't see our starters and we don't know how long they'll play. But Dennis Allen is taking a proactive approach in the preseason because we were saying, well, do we expect to see some of these guys in the preseason? And it might be that old take where you see them in the first game, but maybe not at all for the rest of the games. So maybe for a series or two, we might see Derek Carr in the Saints' first team offense, defense get out there and see what they can do, which would be interesting to kind of gauge what the Saints look like. And look how Dennis Allen's eyes look, when he's talking. His eyes is, he's very excited, like we are all, about waiting to see what they look like, in a game simulation. So different type of energy altogether. That's what I'm saying with the Saints. But anyway, hold on. Before I get back to that, shout out to the fam, man, for being here. Appreciate you. Y'all please feel free to hit the like button. Shout out to my dog, DeWright. Much love to you, sir. Avis, appreciate you. Brother Eric, much love. Brother Jeremy, shout out to you as well. Appreciate you. Shout out to the Queens. And my dog, Scoob. What it do, pimping? How you doing, sir? Appreciate you. All right. Shout out to you, sir. Much love. Hey, man. And listen, what my boy, Big Sean at? Big Sean said, can we afford them dudes? Before I go on, let me address that, bro. Because I got some stuff pulled up for it. What's up, K man? Shout out to you, fam. All right, Tuck Graph, how you doing, peoples? How you shout out to Tuck Graph. That boy alone, how you doing, sir? Much love. Ramsey, how you doing, sir? All right, so listen, this is what it comes down to. J Sticks, I see you, fam. Young City 9 Ward, much love. Let me show y'all before we finish Dennis Allen finishing this stuff. This is from Over the Cap. Y'all know it's Over the Cap or Sport Track Over the Cap. To me, they're really the same. Over the Cap, I think, is a little bit better, but they're usually right in the same ballpark of each other. And Over the Cap has Saints figure. I have it highlighted there as cap space just under $13 million. Now, the other day it was over 13.1. I think Sport Track had it at 13.3 or 13.4. I forget. But team cap space right now, the Saints just under $13 million. So if we can, how does, you have money. Okay, now that the Saints got money, how much it would take if they were interested in signing an Anthony Barr, and Tuesday, the team, like we just read, that they're off. So it'll be a perfect non-practice time for the Saints to make an announcement of people that they sign. The only issue is we know Kareem Hunt will help us, but how much would it cost Kareem Hunt? Well, let's take a look at that. His last contract that he had here with the Browns, it was a 2-year deal at $12 million, which would basically break down as an average salary of $6 million. With that we're not going to pay him that. You're not going to get that kind of money with the Saints. You're not, because if you pay him anything like that, it'll just piss off Jamal Williams, who got a what was it, $12 million deal, 3 years, $12 million, which works out at $3 million a year. So no, Hunt's not going to get no $3 million or $6 million a year. That's not going to fly. That's not going to work, because you coming in here as a third string running back for the Saints. You're not the starter. Jamal Williams is. You're going to come in as a possible backup behind a Kendre Miller, or maybe they put him however they do it. You're not still going to be the top dude. So you're not going to get this type of money right here. So obviously it'll be a lot cheaper than this. But Jamal Williams is a 3-year deal at $12 million, works out at $3 million a year. So I'm expecting whatever Kareem Hunt the Saints will offer him to be in a realm of like a mil or so, maybe $1 million, $1.5 million, at the most $2 million. I wouldn't even say $2 million, but we'll see what goes on there, man. But less than $2 million, I don't even see him giving them that kind of money. But anyway, the Saints have the money to pay him. Now, what really looks interesting is the Anthony Barr deal. Like he signed a contract with the Dallas Cowboys. What was it, last year? For one year for $2 million for last year. So, like I said, all of these deals could be worked out. And I'm saying, like, most of these deals, if the Saints do offer him to be a 1-year deal, for less than, $2 million. I'm saying less than 2. And I know that sounds like a lot, but I'm saying either one of these guys is going to get deals for less than $2 million for a 1-year deal. We'll see what happens here, because we seeing Kareem Hunt mostly as a guy that's here to provide depth. But once Alvin Kamara comes back, what happens? The Saints are, depending on the injury situation, the Saints could put Kareem Hunt in the street, or you got Alvin Kamara, Jamal Williams, Kendre Miller. Do you keep Kareem? You ain't going to need him then, right? So odds are Alvin Kamara comes back for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Kareem Hunt could be cut by then. You see what I'm saying? He could be gone by then. So he's figuring into the Saints are telling him, hey, man, listen, we just need you for 3 weeks. You come in here or whatever, or however. We'll see how it goes, because injuries could also decide. This could change too, because we way off. We got to get through the preseason with all of the stuff and then get to the regular season 3 weeks into the regular season. So you got 3 preseason matchups and then 3 regular season matchups before you even get to the 4th week. So a lot could change here. So we'll see, man. But the Anthony Barr situation, he said there was nothing wrong with Demario Davis's minor, but here come Barr. And the only thing I know is, I'm not saying it's one way or the other. All I'm doing is pointing out that, I pay attention to behaviors. I pay attention to behaviors and actions of people, because most of the time you can read a lot out of it. It's called body language. And body language is a way of communication. So if everybody has a certain pattern of behavior that they have, and when you break pattern, that sends up red flags to let you know off top something's up. What's going on here? So for my married folk out there, if something feeling wrong, I'm dropping game, baby. Baby, listen, baby, this coming straight from the Saint. I'm telling you, baby, it's all about body language. Baby, it's talking to you, baby. Baby, her body talking. It's telling you, baby. Baby, you better do right. You better do right. You better do right, baby. But in terms of what I'm saying about the Saints, is that they weren't worrying about any veteran linebackers. They weren't worried about them. And then DeMario gets a calf injury. They call it minor, and here come a veteran linebacker. I'm just saying, we were talking about this all offseason. We need a veteran linebacker in there. Saints said we good. We don't need we good. We got Zach Bond, we got DeMarco Jackson, we got Pete Werner, we got Doopadoo, and the next thing you know, here come a veteran linebacker. So I'm not saying, I'm just pointing out something. That's all I'm saying. Shout out to you. What's up, Hoodie? Shout out to you, brother. Says Big Q, check last super chat. We will answer about Hunt. Okay, thank you, brother. Thank you for that. Let me give you a shout out for that.
Yeah. Huh? That's who you are. And when you
yeah, boy. All right. Shout out to you, Hoodie. Thank you for the super chat, sir. Much love to you. All right. All right. You say you sent another one, my friend? I didn't see. I just seen one right here. All right. I might have missed it. I don't know, bro. Thank you. All right. Shout out to my dog, Big Low. Big Low, let me ask you something, brother. Let me ask you something, bro, right quick. When you went to the Falcons training camp, were you disappointed with your scene? Did it depress you? That's number one. Number two, did you get any feathers in your radiator or your car, because they probably out there and there's feathers everywhere. So, that could be a problem. But really, when you went to the training camp to go and see the Falcons play, and when you brushed all them feathers off you because they're knocking the feathers off each other, did you wear the score tee out to the training camp? Did you wear the score tee to training camp, brother? That's what I want to know. Did you wear it? Because bro, I told y'all, that's not a bad thing. You're winning. The score tee shows you're winning. You're a winner. You're a winner. You were winning. So when you wear the shirt, you be like, man, we winning on here, man. We winning. We winning. We winning. We winning. We winners. That's how you look at it, Lo. All right. Let me stop messing with my dog. I heard a rumor, Lo, that you wore the score tee, bro. Did you wear the score tee, my brother? Did you wear the score tee? That's all I'm asking, brother. Shout out to you. But anyway, fam, like I'm saying, I'm just saying about the. So hold on. So you telling me you did not wear the score tee when you went to practice, bro? When you went to the training camp? That's all I'm asking, Lo. You know, I'm just asking, brother. When you went to the training camp, did you wear the score tee? That's all. But yeah, fam. But when we talk about body language, when we talk about the linebacker position, listen, don't get me wrong. I want a veteran linebacker like Anthony Barr on the team. I really do. And it won't cost you a lot of money to get him. You know, he's past his prime, but he's still a guy you can rely on in certain plays. You got a bunch of young guys, and I know it ain't all wrong with the young fellas, but you can't beat this type of experience. You know, he's been in the league for 9 years, and he was productive for a long time with the Vikings. He had a lot of good time. He's a very good guy. And at the end of the day, 31. He had the back end of his career, but he can still give you some good reps if you need him to. But all I'm saying is you got Demario Davis had a calf injury, and here come a veteran linebacker. They didn't go and get some undrafted guy and say, we fine, we go with Nephi and all these other guys. They went and got a proven guy that can help out. So this is interesting, man. This is cool. And plus he won't cost a lot of money. And the Kareem Hunt thing is pretty cool too. This is really, I'm wondering to see what kind of money Kareem Hunt's want, because I know he could pass the physical. He's a part of the Saints running back room, long hair, don't care. That's something I'm just going to create straight up off the bat, because you got to have long hair to be a running back for the New Orleans Saints. I don't know what if Ellis Merriweather got dreads or whatever, but I know our top running backs here. I think Kendre Miller, he got a long hair too. So long hair don't care. To be a member of the running back room and actually contribute, you got to have long hair. That's what's going on. And Kareem Hunt fits right on in like a glove. So we just got to see what's going on with that. All right. So anyway, fam, let's finish up here. Like I said, the Saints sit up here with just under $13 million according to Over the Cap. So they are a part that this is pretty solid, man, to be honest with you. Ramsey says, hey, Q, could they be looking at Barr to replace Dowell? This could be the case. But it's interesting. You see what I'm saying, though, family? The Great Saint Think Tank, I'm saying that they didn't want to be bothered with any veteran linebackers. It was almost like a dirty word for us to say, get you a veteran linebacker. All damn offseason we were saying, hey, you need a veteran linebacker. And then they just said, no, we good. We believe in Zach Bowen. And then something happened to Demario Davis. Here come a veteran linebacker. So number one is, my thing is that behavior changed, going into the season. That's what I'm looking at. But really the biggest thing was, are they really being honest about what's going on with Demario Davis? He missed a couple of days. We know that's a precautionary measure. I'm expecting him to come out and say something about what's going on with him, more detailed. But he has a calf issue that keeping him out of practice. They said that he was there, but could this be a little much more than what they're saying is for Barr to be here? That's what I'm looking at. What's up, Brandon? Shout out to you. All right. Shout out to my brother, Lo. I love you, brother. Much love to you, man. All right. Yeah, Big Lo is an undercover Saints, man. Yeah, no doubt about it. Every Atlanta Falcon family member is a New Orleans Saints family member. I'm just telling that because the team they've not calling themselves the Atlanta Falcons. This is breaking news, and I'm telling y'all. And Lo, I don't know if you're still here, brother, but this is breaking news. You need to hear this. You need to hear this. We're breaking this now. We're breaking news right now. Family, and I don't think y'all heard this, but this is breaking news. That the New Orleans Saints have purchased the Atlanta Falcons and have renamed them the New Orleans East. So just for y'all, I hope y'all didn't. That's breaking news. Y'all can spread that around. Go ahead on and spread it around. The Saints have purchased the Atlanta Falcons. That's right. Gail Benson has purchased the team from Count Dracula. He was flying around the room. Now, these are interesting reports. He was flying around the room trying to bite at her neck. And then Davis Lucia pulled out a big rope, like a rope train, a chain made of garlic, put it around her neck. And he flew off into the corner, into the back to the corner so she could walk up to the table and signed the contract. Now, at first, Count Dracula wanted her to sign it in blood, but she said, I ain't doing that. So he just settled for a red pen. So this is breaking news right now that Gail Benson has purchased the Atlanta Falcons and have renamed them the New Orleans East. Yes, yes, yes. Spread it around, family. Spread it around. Spread it around. And I think, and low, they don't like it. Coach Rowan, come on. You know, and listen, don't make me put up the man here. Don't make me put up Count Dracula. Y'all know what don't make me put the man picture up. He was flying around the room. He was trying to bite at her neck. And the man pulled out a big old rope chain with garlic on it and started throwing it. And he waved it away. He got away and he signed it. So Gail bought the team and they're called the New Orleans East. Now, you didn't know that, fam? They got all them Saint people there. Y'all don't get it yet? Oh, yes. Yes. Yes, family. Yes. Yes. It is. It is. Count Dracula. Yeah, that their owner is Count Dracula, man. That dude, he wears old-timey suits. Look like, you know what? Look like he can be cool. He could be the richest guy on that. You know what he reminds me of? The Count Dracula dude from the owner of the Atlanta Falcons. Look like he can star in the movie The Titanic. Him and Victor, the dude from The Young and the Restless, that was the richest man on the boat in the movie Titanic. Look like him and Victor could be best friends on the boat. They best friends on that damn boat. That's where he's an old timey looking dude. He got his hair slicked back. He got the little things there. Dude looked like a old timey Dracula, man, for real, man. So shout out to the Atlanta, New Orleans East family, man. Y'all welcome to the stream. Much love to y'all, man. Y'all know I'm picky. It's the New Orleans East, baby. Shout out to the Atlanta Falcons nation in New Orleans East, baby. They got all your people. They got all your people. They got your people. They got all the people. They got all your people. They got Fontenot. They got Onyemata. They got Caden Ellis. And then, you know, so when we say we ain't going to sign them, my dog loading them people over there like, we can't. And then they slip through the cracks on there and Low be like, I got y'all. I got y'all. I got y'all. Y'all come over here. Yeah, man. So anyway, much love. I like to mess with my family from Atlanta. Much love, man. Oh, you got to get something off his chest. All right, Lo, I'll tell you what, bro. Hold on, brother. I got you, my brother. You got to get something off his chest. All right, Lo, shout out to you, brother. Thank you, sir. Oh, wrong one. No, Lo, bro, that's wrong, brother. New Orleans East, brother. New Orleans East, brother. Hold on, let me get my right button right here. There we go.
Yeah, boy.
All right, thank you, Lo. Hold on, Lo. Hold on, brother. Hold on. I'm gonna send you the link, my brother. Hold on. I got you, brother. I'm gonna send you the link, my brother. My dog Lo said he got to get something off his chest. But hold on, Lo. Let me ask you, brother. Did you wear the score tee when you went to the game? That's a rumor I heard. Somebody said that you had the score tee on when you went out to the game. Is that true, sir? That's all I'm going to ask. I'm just trying to figure some stuff out over here, brother. You know, I'm just trying to figure it out, bro. You know, I'm a reporter, bro. You know, I'm an investigative reporter, brother. I'm trying to ascertain the facts of the matter, sir. I'm trying to ascertain facts here so I can give it to the Who Dat Nation, bro. They want to know. Inquiring minds want to know. All right. So anyway, thank you, brother. Appreciate you, man. Much love. All right. Yeah. That's right. Don't it look that I'm not gonna do it. I ain't gonna do it to him, fam. I ain't gonna bring them. I'm not gonna rank on the owner. But he reminds me of Count Dracula. He really do, fam. All right. Mark says, hey, can you write the script? Yeah, bro. Yeah, Blankula. There you go. The wins are going to be blank too. Count Blankula. I love it. I like it. He says their wins are going to be blank too. I love it. I love it. All right, pretty cool. There you go, Trey. 26-10. Hey, I told Lo, I said, Lo, bro, y'all winning. Bro, y'all winning on the shirt. I didn't put on the shirt the final score. I was giving, some respect and love to the Atlanta Falcons family. Y'all were winning 26-10. We locked that moment in infamy that way that you could appreciate it before everything went to hell in handbaskets. So, we kind of put our feelings to the back and allow other people's feelings to be prevalent. That's just how selfless we are as the Who Dat Nation. That's just what we do. That's how we do it. So, we didn't give the final score. We just put 26-10 to make other people feel good. All right. So anyway, Chronicles of Black Hole said, damn, torturing the enemy. Oh, no, just having a little fun, my friend. That's my boy, man. That's my dog, man. Coach Ronnie and my dog, Lo, that's my peoples, man. I love them. All right, so anyway, fam, let's finish listening up on Dennis Allen right here, what he had to say about what's going on. Pretty big that the Saints are talking about playing the starters in the first game, maybe for a few series, maybe a series or so, to try to see what they look like. Here go Dennis Allen back at it.
Yeah, all these rookies, I'm curious to see how they handle a game. I've never seen any of them in a live game situation where I'm there in the building watching them play. So I'm anxious to see how all these guys respond on the sideline. How do they respond to a good play? How do they respond to a bad play? And Jake's no different than any of the other rookies.
When you say we'll see after the first preseason game, does that mean you're treating the first, we used to know the pattern when it was 4 games, but that's the one starters are most likely to play in, or?
Yeah, I'm planning on playing starting players in the first preseason game, and then we'll get to where we're at the second and the third.
Is working in a new quarterback kind of factor in there where you just the reps are a little bit more important this year?
That probably plays a little bit into account, but I think it's more about it's a new season, it's a new group, and I want to see our guys play.
Yeah, Dennis, when you talk about the first preseason game when you were going to LA against the Chargers and Texas coming to town, that for certain individuals just important, like the practices you got against those teams versus the actual game as far as play?
Yeah, I would think so. Obviously, when we get into those practice environments against another team, you're probably seeing a little bit more of the ones and twos in that environment, and the threes probably aren't getting quite as many reps in that environment. And then so obviously in those situations, then the game becomes paramount for those guys. So, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to that one. But yeah, in the first preseason game, I'm expecting to play our guys.
Dennis, some of these guys that have recently missed time, like Traquan and Rashid, how many practices would they need to have before you feel comfortable putting them in a game? I guess, I'm saying, they have to
look,
I'm
going to lean on the medical people in that regard to see where they're at. When they're healthy enough to, get out there and play, then, we'll plan on playing them.
There's no, baseline, you need to get them ramped back up through 2 practices or 3 or...
No, there's not a number that we have in mind that says they have to have this many practices before we play them.
Dennis, Chris made a really, really nice catch. I think it was one-on-one today. He touched you guys over Lante. Is that something you've seen him add to his game? I know you said he added to his strength, but you've seen him improve from that area.
Yeah, and I think that's still a work in progress. I think that's still an area that he can improve on. But yeah, it's nice to see he's made a few of them in training camp. So that's part of the evolution of a receiver. In our league, there's a lot more tight coverage in our league than there is in college. And so you're going to have to be able to make some contested catches. And I think he's worked really hard at trying to improve in that area of his game.
All right, that's some of Dennis Allen right there. I'm going to bring my dog Lo into the bit. Let's give Lo a round of applause. How you doing, sir?
Big Q, what's going on with you, man? How y'all doing? Thank y'all so much. Thank y'all so much. I was just calling to check up on you there, Q. I ain't know if you was okay.
Oh yeah, I'm good.
Oh, I was just wondering, because I was calling to. I know that I'm not a doctor, but I really think you should go to the doctor and get an X-ray, get diagnosed, and set up the surgery and everything, so you can get that hate out your heart. You got all that hate in your heart, Q. Like what in the world? Like you set the surgery up. Don't eat nothing the night before. And get that hate out your heart, man. What in the world? You talking about my owner? You talking about my team?
Bro, no, I was breaking some news, Lo.
No, where you getting these sources from, Q?
Very reliable sources.
No, man. No, you probably listen to old Molly, Trey Joseph, and old Eric. Nah, you can't. No.
So you disputing the breaking news that Count Dracula was flying around the room trying to bite at Gail?
Count Dracula? What you talking about? Count Dracula? Who Count Dracula, Q?
The owner of the Falcons.
Man, come on, Q. Count Dracula, bitch. Come on, Q. What in the world? Boy, all kind of hate in the heart. What in the world, Q? Oh, go.
First of all, bro, how you doing today, bro? You doing all right?
Look, man, we are doing good, man. We finding the frog here. How y'all doing? Shouts out to the Great Saint Think Tank fam. How y'all doing out there today, man? Y'all ready for football season?
Yes, sir. Yeah, we definitely ready. Are you ready, sir?
Man, look, man. It's always a great time whenever you go into the season knowing that you're gonna beat the Saints twice. It's such a beautiful thing. I would say 3 times, but I don't know if we'll see y'all in the playoffs. I mean, so it's one of those situations where, just going knowing that you're gonna beat the Saints twice. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. It's like being a little kid knowing you're going to Chuck E. Cheese.
Well, let me ask you this, Lo, because you got some interesting insight, brother, on that. The Saints handled business last year against the Atlanta Falcons and kind of knocked y'all up out of it. I don't foresee us losing to the Atlanta Falcons. I think we're going to continue to do that, at least for this year.
Wait, Q.
Fall down again, feathers everywhere, that sort of thing.
Come on, Q. See, that's what you messed up at right there. So you talk about last year, and then you talk about this year. Last year that was in the past.
Oh, okay. That was in the past.
That was in the past. Real Saint, he came to church on Sunday. He gave a thrilling sermon talking about how the past is the past. And that was in the past. We talk about this year.
Okay.
So that's because see, look at you. See, look at you. Look at you. Oh my God. Look, don't be hating on my owner just because he's the most dapper owner from the 1920s. about the NFL owners. Don't be hating on my owner because that boy know he fresh. No, he fresh.
Hey, I'm just saying, Lo, look like him and Victor Newman could have been best friends.
Man, come on, man. Come on, Q. Come on, Q. All kinds of hate, boy. All kinds of hate.
I'm just saying, bro.
Man.
If they had a Dracula contest, who could be the NFL's Dracula, I would have to pick.
Man, come on. What kind of contest would that be, though? That's a random contest, Q. Come on. Boy, I tell you what, boy. Man, just going out the way to pick on my folks. But I tell y'all, look. So I see somebody say, who their quarterback? He's going to be the best quarterback in the division this year. Desmond Ridder.
Oh, come on, Lo. Come on.
He's going to be the best quarterback in the division this year.
Is Desmond Ridder? Listen, I like Desmond Ridder, bro. But, the only reason why the Atlanta Falcons are going to have success, and we know this, bro, to keep it $1.15 with you, is because of all the acquisitions of New Orleans Saints players. Do you deny that?
It ain't no all the acquisitions. You talk about the players that willingly came to Atlanta. They left the Saints and came to Atlanta. They could have stayed in New Orleans.
Now, I'm asking a question because you're the expert to talk about all things Atlanta.
Yeah.
So I'm asking you because you know better than anybody.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why Atlanta is going to have success is because acquisitions that they acquired from the New Orleans Saints, the defensive coordinator, several players from the Saints, administrators, stuff like that. Do you agree?
Yeah, whenever they decide to come to the Atlanta Falcons, those whenever they were free agents, and because whenever we got them, we didn't get them from the Saints, we got them from the free agency pool. Q, this how this works. We didn't get them from the Saints; they were in the free agency pool, and then we got them. Ask Mickey Loomis; he'll tell you. He said we got them from the see. Look at this, man. Look at this. Well, nobody supposed to see that video. See, what's Baltimore talking about, man?
Big Q asked Big Low why he was dancing the chopper style at the music event.
Coach Roney, like what?
Come on, Low, talk to us about that.
Man, sometimes.
Yeah, boy.
Sometimes whenever you be at an event and the music get around your feet, sometimes you dance a little bit. Yeah, I mean that's what it was, If somebody caught it on camera, I mean that's that's what it was. It wasn't nothing behind it. It is what it is.
Let me ask you this, Lo. When you went? I seen a couple of the videos where you did a fantastic job, by the way, going out to the Falcons camp.
Thank you.
I was more amazed that you didn't get feathers all over you. But listen, let me ask you this: did you wear the score tee? Somebody.
Hey, Q, you see the video, Q? You see the video? Go ahead, Q. Go ahead with a question. Go ahead with a question. Go ahead.
I just asked the question. Somebody told me that you was at the training camp with the score tee on. I was trying to verify it directly straight from you.
Who told you that, Q? Who told you that?
I can't give up my sources, bro. A good reporter don't tell you about his sources, something like that.
No, we didn't have one of those score teams. That was a one-time thing. That's all we did. We didn't have one of those score teams.
Okay. So Lo denies that he had the score tee. All right, Lo. So Lo, do you deny that your owner looked like Count?
Yes.
Black?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes, 1,000 times. Yes.
Okay. All right,
Yes.
well, I gotta disagree, bro. All you needed to take, bro. It's the old timey Dracula.
Man. Man, you ain't gonna be picking on my older Q. That's the most dapper owner in the NFL today. Look at that boy. That boy clean.
I gotta tell you, he clean as the board of health. Just don't, just make sure you keep some garlic and a couple of crosses on you, and make sure you don't get at you. But he dapper though, Lord. I gotta give it to him, bro. He happy on that picture right there. There you go.
Oh my goodness, boy. The shade, boy. The shade is just golly, boy.
I'm saying, bro, he do, bro. Like,
See. This is what I had to do to kind of get me back in the whole football mode, because I was like, look, it's not preseason or getting into football until I get some shade from Big Q. So thank you so much, Q. I really appreciate it. What's the drop of blood for? What that supposed to be? Like what? What in the world? What? Boy, I tell you what, boy.
Hold on now. He got a young lady next to him on there. We gotta watch him, man. We gotta watch him moving.
Yeah, that's his ex-wife.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's the ex-wife. That boy know he clean though, ain't he?
Good.
That's great.
He old timey clean. That's
yeah.
He clean.
Fresher than the Johnson & Johnson, baby, man.
But yeah, but seriously, bro. Talk to me about the Atlanta Falcons, man. Drop some game about the Falcons, bro. How you feel about them, really, and really kind of avoid kind of throwing shade at the Saints, because we really helping you guys this year. So just tell me how you gonna tell me about how Atlanta is going to finish second. Can you do that? Can you kind of tell me how that's going to work?
Coach Ronnie, he just asked me not to throw shade while he threw in the process of throwing. Oh, okay, all right. So
I wasn't throwing shade. No,
I mean, it really felt like it. But you know what? I digress. So the Atlanta Falcons are a very interesting team. Y'all know that I leave my heart out of it. At least I try to, right? So whenever we had Marcus Mariota, it was a situation. We went 7-10, and everybody was in the race to win the division. But now moving forward, you got a more talented team. You got a lot of talent on the defensive side. And yes, you got a lot of talent from the Saints. I actually put up a video talking about what Ryan Nielsen is bringing to the Atlanta Falcons, along with the David Onyemadas and the Caden Ellises. But moving forward, it's like you got this young team, you got this young offense with a Desmond Ritter with all of these weapons. And I'm pretty sure Dennis Allen knows it already because he's having cold sweats thinking about it. But the Atlanta Falcons are going into playing positionless football. So Bijan Robinson, he's not going to be a running back. Jonnu Smith, he's not necessarily a tight end. Kyle Pitts, he's not a tight end. So, I mean, Jonnu Smith, he actually runs the ball. He'll line up at fullback or, tailback. Bijan Robinson, through training camp so far, he's been lining up in the slot and at the X, Y, and Z. He's lined up all over the place. Kyle Pitts lines up at tight end, wide receiver, in the slot, out wide. So with this positionless football, it's all about creating matchups. And hopefully behind Arthur Smith, the Atlanta Falcons could be successful this year. And all jokes aside, the biggest thing that I look forward to going into the season is we just want everybody to be healthy. That's the most important thing to me. But all jokes aside, I feel like all of these teams in the NFC South are better than the media is giving us credit for. So I'm just going to tell y'all, man, we plan on bringing it to your front door.
Well, look, to be honest with you, my brother, if I can be candid, bro, I just want to explain that I do and have said that the Atlanta Falcons are a team that I anticipate will finish second in the NFC South. Now, listen, no disrespect, I'm being real.
Yeah,
I've said that the Atlanta Falcons have a good team. The way it appears to me is that they have a run-first mentality. That's why they got Robinson and Tyler Algieri. They have the tight ends that can set up the block. They look like a run-first team that's attempting to try to control the ball.
Yep.
And then operate with play action. And then the defense is supposed to – they spent all this money on the defense. It's kind of like they're kind of mimicking the old school Pittsburgh Steelers style of football where they run the ball and play some defense. So spent a lot of money on the defensive side. They're trying to attempt to have more of a defensive dominated ball control style of game plan with Ritter acting as a game manager.
Yes.
He doesn't make a lot of mistakes. He really doesn't,
Yeah.
And if he does make a mistake, his mistakes, he don't make that same mistake twice. Very disciplined dude. But at the end of the day, I give Atlanta, I say Atlanta does make a jump. But listen, even if I wasn't a black and gold guy, I'll feel this way because I just think, and I know you know your squad, I just think that when you look at what the Saints over here cooking low, they got Derek Carr, 10-year veteran in there. They gave him everything. Michael Thomas is healthy with Chris Olave, Rashid Shaheed, Taysom Hill. Did you know Jimmy Graham's back?
Yeah, I heard that you got naked in the phone booth when Jimmy Graham came back. I heard that.
That's not what I asked. I
just heard that you got Superman naked with Jimmy Graham. That's all I said.
No, I'm just saying, did you hear?
I heard.
Now, see, that was a try to throw off. See, Lowe got a little worried right quick, so he had to. He had to distract.
So I got scared.
He got a little scared, so he had to.
Oh, okay.
All right, so listen, Lord, like I said, they got Jimmy Graham back. They got Jamal Williams. Did you know Hunt's in town? Kareem
Yes,
Hunt.
I heard, and like I said in the comments earlier, Kareem Hunt, Lamar Hunt's catch up, Falcons sweeping the Saints. That's all I'm saying.
How is it possible? That's not possible.
I mean, we can show you better than we can tell you, Q.
Y'all lost both games last year.
Last year, Q. Last year. You gotta leave that. You gotta leave the last in the past. You can't hold on to it, Q. Let it go. It's 2023.
I still say no, Lowe. It's too much talent over here, man. It's too much, bro. I'm just keeping it real, bro. I'm letting you know. Yeah,
I don't, all I'm saying is, I know it hurts. It hurts when the torch gets passed. I know it does. I remember. I never forget the moment. Whenever the young Thundercat came, and took the torch from me. I never forget. It was at the gym one day. I was a bad man in the basketball gym, and I never forget the moment whenever I had to pass the torch. That he pulled it from my cold dead hands. I mean, he just took it from me. And all I'm saying is, these young Thundercats for the Falcons, they just gonna take it from you, bro. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, Q.
We ain't exactly old over here, Lo. We ain't
I understand. I wasn't old either. That's the thing. I wasn't old.
Last year, Tampa Bay was the guys that had it. So if anybody talking about passing it, they're gonna be passing it to us. We got it.
I mean, no.
Y'all guys got an extra suit of feathers that you can put on when we knock the feathers off you this year?
Hey, I mean, look. All I'm saying is, I just want you to remember each and every one of these jokes. That's all I'm saying. Like each and every one of them.
Do the old timey owner that you have? Did he pay for extra suit of feathers that once y'all get it knocked off that y'all?
Coach Roddy, Q was feeling himself tonight. Goodness gracious, boy. Oh, go.
You know what, Lo? You ever seen a Looney Tunes episode, bro, where they had the buzzards? Remember the buzzards? You remember when the buzzards do something wrong and then one of the characters shoot something at them and blow all the feathers off of them? That's, for whatever reason, that's resonating with me when I talk about that. Like,
hey, like once again, I know you feeling it, boy. Look at Coach Roddy said, Q, he a real comedian tonight, boy. I'm telling you, it's Def Comedy Jam tonight. He is feeling it, boy. Golly, boy.
But I'm just saying, bro. I believe in what you're saying, Lord. I think it's gonna be it's gonna be fun, man. We don't get to see y'all guys until later on.
Yeah.
But I think at the end of the day, man, I think it's gonna be fun watching, having that rivalry for us doing it again, going at the Saints and Falcons, man. I'm looking forward to it, brother, for real.
Hey, man, it's always a good time, man. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. Like over the years, it's like ever since before I could talk, the Saints and Falcons was a huge deal. But I just want to thank all of y'all, like the Great Saint Think Tank. I want to thank you. It's like y'all helped take this whole rivalry to the next level for me. Even though Drew Brees is gone, Matt Ryan is gone, it's just the joy and the unmitigated happiness that I'm going to have whenever we sweep the Saints this year. It's just going to be, man. I'm just going to be singing that song, You Bring Me Joy. I'm just going to be singing it all day, bro.
Well, let me tell you something, bro. We're going to make sure you have, if you need, we're going to make sure you have plenty of score tees. We're going to keep that on tap. We're going to create another one next year when we be able to turn it upside down again. We're going to bring it back. And since that happened, and really that was your idea, so thank you for giving me that lifelong memory for making that bet. Don't hold it and let it out. Let it out, Lo.
Oh boy, you off the chain, Q. You off the chain, boy.
Hello, hey man, hey bro, I can't. Hey bro, I appreciate it, man. That was a very fun time, bro. Especially when Lo put the scoring tee on, man. I want to thank you, Lo, for coming up with that great idea of doing that, sir. Hey, thank you. You're a true gentleman to your word. It takes a lot for you for a man to watch his team get snuffed out like that, hope snuffed out, and you still show up and you the man, Lo. I got nothing but respect for you, sir.
Hey man, I thing is, Q, I wouldn't agree to do it with nobody else, my brother. I wouldn't agree to do it with nobody else.
Well, Lo, I appreciate that, bro. You're a good man, brother. And as always, bro,
here we go.
You always
here we go.
We always representing. But Lo, I'm saying some people ain't seen the score tee before. They got new people here.
Q, everybody that see the score tee. Everybody ain't nobody not seen the score tee, Q. Everybody that seen it. Golly, boy. Goodness gracious.
No, but much love, Lo. Thank you, brother. I'm just messing with you, man. You know you my dog. I love
Oh
you, man.
yeah, man,
Yeah,
definitely, brother, definitely. We actually got the new tees. I had a chance to talk to you, Q. We done dropped the merch.
get out of here for real.
Yeah, man, we dropped the What in the World Bowl merch.
Hold on, let me put you out there, Lo. Hold on. Do it again.
Yeah, we got the What in the World Bowl merch.
Go ahead, Lo.
Yeah, man, you already know what time it is.
Get it from, bro. Wait, tell a fan where they can get theirs from.
Go to whatintheworldbowl.com and you'll be able to get it on there. It's right there. We'll get it to you. Ship quicker than fast, bro.
All right, see there you go, Lo. Lo doing this thing. Lo's a businessman, bro. Doing this thing, man. And if y'all want, you can see Lo advertising the score tee right there. If you want to get you one of the score tees, Lo loves it.
Well, I tell you what, got a little cute, boy. Got the little cute, boy.
Oh,
Boy, you got a little cute.
Oh, I'm the wrong dude to bet with because if you lose the bet, this is how I act. I'm gonna go.
Oh man, boy, got to love it, boy. Got to love it.
Well, shout out to you, brother. Tell the family member where you at, man, so they can
Yeah.
let you.
Best believe it, man. Y'all could check us out at Big Low Country Sports on YouTube. I'm just an old country boy, former football coach that love to sit around and talk about sports. You can check us out on there. We talk about film. We talk about the different ways that we're going to beat the Saints and different things like that. How we're going to win the NFC South. I'm actually on a mission to become the next starting quarterback of the Atlanta Falcons. You can check those videos out. I ran a 40-yard dash, pulled my hamstring, but I'm on the road to recovery. But yeah, man, come check us out, man. Big Low Country, definitely.
All right, Lo, much love to you, bro, and let me know how everything's working. We're supposed to be putting together that NFC South roundtable, bro.
Yes, everybody been asking about it. So yeah, we gotta see if we can get up with old Rashard and Dave and Big Game James and see what we could. Do you want to try to do it like during the preseason, or you want to try to?
My time is open for them, bro. Just
Okay.
with other brothers get their stuff straight, and whenever they cool, then we'll make it work.
Sounds like a plan, my brother. Sounds like a plan. Well, look, man, thank you so much for having me on, and once again, man, I always enjoy it, my brother. I always enjoy it.
Same here. Much love to you, Coach Ron, and the rest of the family members. Thank you, Lord. I'm gonna holler at you later, brother.
All right, man. Y'all stay safe, fam.
You too, bro. Peace. That's Lo, man. We love Lo, man. Shout out to Lo, man. He's a good dude, man. I gotta go up there and pick at my boy. You know what I'm saying? We swept him, bro, and he bet me and he lost. So the brother had to represent by putting the score tee on. And of course, we know what happened. The Falcons were up 26-10. And then everything went haywire, as you can see, fourth quarter and 11 minutes and 12 seconds remaining. Everything changed from that point forward. So, we bet and Lo lost the bet. He had to don the shirt. He was good enough to do that. And plus he came on the post game. So Lo is 100% solid, man. He's a solid dude. All right. Shout out to J Rock, man. Thank you. Says Arthur Blank does look like Dracula with that burgundy jacket on. I told you, bro.
Yeah, boy.
Thank you, bro, for that, man. Hey, man, like I said, bro, the guy do look like it. I don't be playing, man. I like, man, that dude look like Count Dracula. Anyway, let's keep it going, man. Let's get to Juwan Johnson, fam. Thank you for that super chat, brother.
Honestly, it's been so fun. Jador be a month tomorrow, so it's been so fun. Just getting to I guess just being a dad. Obviously everybody knows what we've been through, but I guess God's been so faithful. It's been so fun. My wife has had a great time being a mom. I've been excited to come home after camp, after the long dog days, and just spend an hour with them, getting smiles, just getting love at home. It's been really different this time around, but it's been so fun.
Have you noticed the mindset at all, or just how you approach the game right now?
Yeah, the mindset's been the same, but it's just more so having more fun. And obviously, when you look at the sidelines, you see two and not just one. And so it's just been so fun. Like I said before, that's all I can really say about it. It's just been a blessing to know that you got a little one you get the hold and kiss, and then you also have your wife to hug and kiss as well.
Have you had the chance to pick Steve Jordan's brain before? Or was that a first?
Yeah, that was the. I mean, we've talked before, but that was the first time, and I think since maybe London. I think last time we talked, since I was able to pick his brain a little bit, and obviously, he's great, and so just to sit and talk with him and talk about the game and him talking about what I need to do and things I can improve on is something that I always take heed to. And I think it's big that you have a guy like him, knowing that Cam is here also, knowing that Steve can come in and talk to you and show you what the possibilities you have in this league. And yeah, it's just really good to hear things like that.
That's pretty cool.
Like trying to find.
That's pretty cool. Cam's father, man, actually, was talking to him about improving his game. That's pretty cool, man. That's a good resource to have, man, because he was a pretty damn good tight end in his day. So yeah, that's cool. And like Derek Carr talked about, Juwan Johnson said that you need to watch out for this guy.
Mentors and guys to get advice from as a tight end, because no two tight ends are built the same.
Yeah,
I mean, what?
Definitely. I mean, obviously, you always have your own little niche, but you can always learn from anybody. I've learned from so many guys from being here and knowing that I've only been in this position for only 3 years. Me picking up just the run scheme now is just something that's been so big for me. And I think the biggest guy right now is Jimmy. I know that Jimmy's been here for me since the moment he got here. And it's been so genuine. It's been so helpful for me, because that's something that I needed these past 2 years, is a guy who could literally teach me, help me, and groom me into something that I know that I can be. And Jimmy has done every bit of that since I've been here.
That's cool, man. That's also very cool to hear Juwan Johnson talk about Cam Jordan's father as a mentor, and then Jimmy Graham. And if you think back to the years prior, you're right. The only thing that he had to rely on as a decent tight end to talk to him about anything was Nick Vannett, and Nick Vannett ain't nothing. So I mean, you got Vannett, you have oh my goodness, Troutman, and that's all he had to do. So being able to get game from Jimmy Graham, man, that's pretty deep for Juwan Johnson. And he's pretty. And we know there's Jimmy Graham here, and as deep as the Saints tight end room, we know that that his job is not in jeopardy. Which is just super cool to have Jimmy Graham giving game to Juwan Johnson. That's super cool, man.
Stood out that
you just want all the tips and tricks, huh?
Sure.
No, I mean, obviously Jimmy has obviously taught me about just me being a tight end as a whole, what it means. Because obviously there's more than just one tight end, but also, his big thing is red zone. So him just being in red zone, just knowing that mindset is a lot different. Just a big body guy. So just knowing that he's been at different places and knowing how their philosophy is, it's been different for him everywhere, but it's been good.
Was that surprising a little bit, maybe, that he was so giving with that?
No, I've heard many stories about Jimmy, even before I even got here. So, him just being here, knowing that he's just, I feel like he's just a warm guy. And so I knew that coming into this, and he's been every bit of that. He's been so good to us, every one of our tight ends. But I definitely listen to everything he said, just because I know what he's been through, but also him just being, that future Hall of Famer guy. It's just been so good.
How would you describe your level of comfort with Derek Carr? It seems like you guys are hooking up a couple of times every day.
Yeah. It's been good, man. I don't even know how to say it. It's just like my long lost brother, right? And so just knowing that we can just go out there and click, and he knows where I'm going to be, and I know where he's going to throw. That's kind of the biggest thing about, quarterback and receiver, chemistry, all about trust. It's all about, where he's going to be. Is he going to be there? Or is he not going to be there? Is he going to second guess? Is he going to sit in zone, or is he going to keep running? It's all about comfortability. It's all about experience. And we haven't had much reps at it, but, we understand the game, and the game is universal everywhere. So just knowing that we could be on the same page at such an early stage of our connection is pretty good.
Has it all sort of slowed down for you at this point?
In terms of just football, or?
Yeah, just understanding what you're doing and where to go and where to be.
Yeah, I have. I just think that just comes from investment. I know I had a big role to fill coming into this season. knowing that I had to do a lot more blocking, I had to do a lot more pass pro, and had to continue to, catch. And so I think I've accepted that challenge, and I feel a lot more comfortable than I have before. I feel really comfortable, blocking these defensive ends, blocking these linebackers, setting and pass pro. I mean, these are things I've never done. These are only things I joked about in the locker room, and these are things that I'm doing now, on the field. And it's serious, and it's a job. But I've loved every bit of it. Clancy has really helped me into just being this guy that I always wanted to be as a tight end. And then, the great saying from Antonio Gates that he told us is JBD, and you guys can look that up and see what that means. But, our tight end room slogan is JBD, so that's what we try to do.
How fun was that 2-minute drill today? It seemed like you got a couple of connections on that.
Yeah, it was good. Obviously, 2 minutes is something that Derek's been really good at, and that's something that the Saints previously had been very good at. So we're just trying to keep that going. 2 minutes is a time and a situation in the game where it's the end of the half, the end of the game where we need it. These are things that we're going to need late in the season, early in the season, wherever it is. And these are things that have won a lot of people games. And, there'll be mistakes early in the game where we need to use this 2 minute. Hopefully we don't have to. Hopefully just blur everybody out. That's what we would love. But, 2 minute is big, and we're going to need it, and everybody uses it. And these are things that are going to win us games.
So,
Juwan Johnson, man, ready to make that move, man. He certainly is, man. The way he got there, man. Undrafted guy, back of the wide receiver room, converted to a tight end, back of the tight end room, behind Vanette, Troutman, and the rest of them. 3 years later, the dude is the starting tight end of the team. 2-year extension. Foster Monroe's here. He's talking about his relationship with Derek Carr, how he's a big brother, how they get in their chemistry together, and his maturation, his tutorship from Steve Jordan, Cam's father telling him about game, and then Jimmy Graham out there with Juwan Johnson. That's huge too, in so many levels. That's going to help him moving forward. So it's awesome to see Juwan Johnson. And like we're saying, a lot of people starting to see that he's the NFL's best kept secret. He did phenomenally last year when he had all those touchdowns, and I think he was second or so behind Kelsey. I want to say Kelsey for it. So I mean, I think his time is now, man. And when you got a new quarterback or coming into here, usually they like to rely on their tight end as a kind of a safety, a security blanket. So Juwan Johnson's ready, man. Juwan Johnson's ready, man. And it's going to be cool to see him kind of not it all be on him, because the Saints tight end room is so lethal and so diverse with all of the things they have. The Jimmy Grahams, the Juwan Johnson's, Foster Monroe's there, and then Taysom Hill is there. Just so awesome, man. Just so awesome to hear from him. Let's move on, fam. Let's get ready to hear from Peyton Turner, man. Peyton Turner has been tearing it up in camp. He's been tearing it the hell up. A lot of people have been talking about him. Carl Granderson mentioned him. Dennis Allen talked about him. And Peyton Turner, we talked about who's going to be that guy. And Peyton Turner is tearing it up, man, right now. So let's hear from Peyton Turner.
Oh, yeah. I'm good. I like that.
I don't think you like it as much as we do.
Oh, yeah. I think I do.
Peyton, around this time last year, you had described your camp as being flashy, but you wanted more consistency. How do you feel like that is measuring up this year in camp?
Oh, I feel good. I feel that I've been really just focused on technique and stuff. I think that my pass rush has been going better than this time last year. Because also part of that just me having a healthy offseason, being able to practice that throughout the offseason and come in here and apply some of that. So I feel like it's been going well.
You feel like you've taken a step forward?
I do. I think we're really competitive across the board, and I've just been playing well.
Look, Dennis has talked about that spot opposite of Cam Jordan, wants somebody to take it. Has he had that talk with you? I'm guessing you've heard that stuff, right?
Yeah, we talked in the offseason. Every coach is going to make sure that he talks to all his players in the offseason. So we've had conversations about it, and like I said, Carl's having a great camp too, and just going out there and competing every day, trying to earn that spot.
It's the first game week, even though it's preseason, exciting because you get to see in game conditions all the work and how it might have paid off.
Yeah, you see game conditions out here too when we go team reps, but it's fun to go out there and prepare for somebody else. You know, you're not hitting the same dudes all day, every day. You're going out there and seeing something new. So that's just part of it, preseason, and being able to go out there and practice something that or apply something you've been practicing.
I think the snaps you're getting with the subs and that tackle were you doing that same thing last summer, or are you doing more of that?
I got some of it last summer. I think that we've been using the NASCAR package maybe a little bit more this preseason throughout camp. Rookie year, I did a pretty good amount. But yeah, we're just working back to so everybody can play up and down the line. We know we got enough talent to play up and down the line, so just making sure everybody can go in there and be productive.
That's a passing situation thing more than anything where you can get inside, right?
Yeah. Third down, pass rush.
How has Todd Grantham impacted your game so far?
I like TG. I think he's just really supportive, and he doesn't. I feel like just the way he coaches everybody's a little different. You know, like everybody has their set of their skill set or their moves that they like to use, and he's just not trying to coach everybody the same way, which I think is unique, and you know, it just helps you play with more confidence, and be more confident in whatever you're gonna go do. So I think TG's done a really good job of just bringing out, you know, our own skill set and bringing that along.
That's positive.
More confidence right now?
I feel like I am. Yeah, short answer, short.
I can't remember if I asked you this before, but have you toyed around with playing weight, or have you stayed pretty much the same?
When I first got in, so I played. I came in at about right under 270, and then last year, throughout my rookie year, I was kind of getting back up towards like mid 280s. Last year I played at about 286, 287. This year I'm back around 280, high 270, mid high 270s. So I dropped a little bit of weight from last year.
Was that something you felt better, or I know they want to be a little more attacking aggressive on Friday? You're not the only one.
Oh yeah, I think just with Dr. Ray and you know, DA, they've just gotten together, gotten the numbers and everything. Just we've been doing this off season and just seeing what we're most explosive at, our speed's the highest, just where we can be the most effective and efficient. So that's kind of what works for me, is like mid to high 270s.
You probably like it if the coach tells you
drop some
they
weight,
want you at that
go
weight,
fast.
right?
Yeah. I feel good. I feel quick. I feel like everything's just coming together.
When you came out last season, do you have any personal goals or like areas of improvement you thought about that you wanted to accomplish coming into this season?
Just like I stated a little earlier, just like my routine. I'm just getting that solid, and I feel like I'm in a good space with that. Just getting up. At the times I'm getting up, on the days I'm getting up, what I'm doing in the weight room with Dr. Ray, and them. They've been a big help. And then as far as the football field goes, obviously staying on the field is the first and biggest thing. And then just being more effective in the pass rush, being more effective in the run game, from technique and just everything. And I think confidence plays into that. So, good.
Thanks, bud.
That's Peyton Turner, man, and good to hear from Peyton Turner and the way he's doing stuff, man, because DA and them is saying, listen, man, we want you to take this position. You're a first-round draft pick. We drafted you to be a starter. Granderson is on his heels. You know, Isaiah Foskey's in there, and Dennis Allen talked about that the other day about Foskey being behind him, meaning, you know, Peyton Turner and Carl Granderson are, a few levels past Isaiah Foskey, but ultimately we'll see how fast he catches up during the season. But yeah, the big thing about Peyton Turner is he just staying healthy, man. That's the big part. We know the kid could play football, man. We know when he was in there, the small amount of time we were able to see him over the last year or so, about how good he is, how he could play the run and the pass, all that athleticism. The big issue was just being there, the availability thing, and Carl Granderson has had that. He's been available, and he's reaped the rewards of being available. So, I mean, Peyton Turner, man, if he remains and keeps doing what he's doing, he's going to take that starting job. They want to see that happening. So good to hear from those guys, man. Got a lot of really good young players, man, with a lot to prove, man. No doubt about it. Shout out to the fam, man. Appreciate y'all all being in the stream, man. Much love to you guys. Appreciate y'all. Much love. If y'all got any questions, please feel free to throw them in the chat. What's up, my dog? Scoop says Q Barone has the tight end room looking pretty. I know, bro. And Clancy Barone, man, shout out to that, man. Came in here. He's a terrific tight ends coach. He has a great resume. We done went over it several times here. but it's pretty damn cool, to be honest with you, to see what kind of tight end room. I've never seen anything quite like what the Saints have in this tight end room. Matter of fact, once we see them all get on the field during the regular season, I don't know if we'll ever see something as diverse as what the Saints are putting together. They putting together I don't know, man, an unbelievable mix of talent that, once it sinks, this could be something very special. It could be very well, because it's all about matchups, and if you create many matchups for because let me take the option one away. If Thomas is the option number one, they try to take him away. You can't single block Michael Thomas. He's just too good. So if you got a one cornerback on him, more than likely he's going to beat that guy. Chris Olave can do the same on the other side. So what do you got to pick your poison to a degree. And even if you say we go here, you go there, we still can tear you up with all the other stuff going on, with all the other tight end room, the running backs that we have accrued, who can catch the ball out the backfield and behave like wide receivers if we need them to. So they have all of this stuff, and then a guy that can really got a chip on his shoulder, who's dialed in, that wants to get the ball up the field, push it down the field. How are you going to stop that? You can't crowd the line of scrimmage. You got to play two high safeties to watch out for what happens, or even if you gravitate one safety to Chris Olave to try to keep him. Now you got Rashid Shaheed there. How you going to deal with all of that? So, like I said, the Saints just got all of this stuff, and it's hard for a defensive coordinator to come into the game against the Saints and say, okay, how do we stop this team? And the answer is you can. The only way you stop the Saints, they have to stop themselves. They have to be non-imaginative. They have to be in the position where they're not doing what they're supposed to do. It has to be on the Saints. But if the Saints are dialed in, I don't know how many teams can deal with them. If everybody's healthy and playing at this level, I don't know how you deal with the Saints if you're the opposing defenses. So, all right, 504 Coast says, Q, you think Barr got anything left in the tank? I think he does, bro. I think he's not done yet. And a 9-year veteran linebacker like Barr that can come here, that can help out and in a limited capacity, kind of help out with the Saints linebacker group, and then actually be like a vet mentor to the rest of our young linebackers, like a Zach Bowen. And, not saying Demario Davis. I know Demario's saying it, but at the same time, you have another productive linebacker that been in the league. The man had 4 Pro Bowls, played at a very high level. He's past his prime now, but he can still give you something as a linebacker to help out in the linebacker room, and as well as a mentorship to all these other young linebackers that we have there. So we'll see what the Saints see in him and if they can make it work. So yeah, both of these guys, and we probably hear something about this tomorrow. So we'll see. Sean says Kareem Hunt's birthday was yesterday. Let's gift him with a contract. Yeah, Saints, like I said, family, we covered it early in the show. The Saints, and this is from over the cap right here, they're just under $13 million in cap money. The last contract that Anthony Barr signed with the Cowboys was a 1-year, $2 million contract. The contract that Kareem Hunt signed with the Browns was a 2-year, $12 million contract. But like we talked about, I don't that contract, whatever the Saints is going to give him, is not going to be near that. Remember, you gave Jamal Williams this year a $12 million, 3-year, $12 million deal. It works, but $3 million a year. So I don't anticipate them doing that. It'll be less than $2 million for a deal, perhaps like a mil, just over a mil or whatever. But it's about Kareem Hunt, because I haven't heard that he's injured or nothing. And once Elvin Kamara comes back, doesn't Kareem Hunt becomes expendable and you put him in the street? So, I mean, unless injuries happen, that's still a very long way from here. He could actually find his way in here. So we'll see. Scoop says Peyton clearing the slate and carrying his weight. Hopefully it won't be no debate. Yeah, they're trying to not give them the situation. I know Carl Granderson is fighting for it. He's in his 5th year, and Carl Granderson's good. But you know how this thing goes, man. It's the draft pick politics. If you're a 1st-round draft pick and you're versus an undrafted guy, the 1st-round draft pick is going to be given an opportunity to earn that position because of his status as a 1st-round draft pick, and the fact that it makes the team look good when their 1st-round draft picks become starters. That's the whole politics of how it goes. So unfortunately, he would have to stutter or stumble a bit rather for Granderson to kind of take the position, and Granderson would have to kind of look past him. So, but we still need Curl, man. Curl is still a valuable part of what we're doing, man. So the more pass rushers, the better. So, All right. So James, how you doing, brother? He says, Q, look at all the angles DA is making smart moves for certain players and may be special with the Carr situation, but I think he's flooding talent so as to cover for any QB or coaching deficiencies. Thank you, brother James. And that's a great comment there, bro, because, man, you look at what all of the stuff that the Saints, like I've said, and I continue to say, I think the thing that I was having problems with Dennis Allen, like last year they had a talented team, and he just made a bunch of bumbling errors as a head coach and personnel decisions that just didn't make any sense to me. That really hurt in the end. But I just think that when you look at this year, man, all I could say and see that I could really see and say, family, is that they've done a wonderful job, and Dennis Allen has done a wonderful job insofar as covering up a lot of those wrongs. He done a real wonderful job covering up those wrongs. Like, for instance, we talked about, okay, how do you improve the offensive room? They got John Gruden over there working with Carr right now. And I know I did previous streams about the real reason why John Gruden's perhaps here. And we know the controversy surrounding John Gruden. He got of course, somebody told me I'm going to have to look into it more, but they're saying that he apologized for some of the stuff that was said on these emails. And he's suing the NFL. He got a lawsuit against Goodell in the NFL currently. So that has to be settled. We know that's supposed to come to court over the next several months. So him working with the Saints in a official capacity, I think that would be in conflict with what's going on. I don't know how that's going to work, the particulars from a litigious standpoint, how that will look. So whatever seriousness that'll happen between the Saints and John Gruden, that will have to work its way out. Number one, they would have to get him to clear the air on what happened in terms of an apology, and then they would announce him as a situation. But I don't know if he could be connected like an official capacity with the Saints while his lawsuit's going on with the NFL. I don't know if that's a conflict or something. I don't know. I just know the Saints are handling it a certain kind of way to announce that he's not getting paid to be here, and stuff like that. Usually they don't tell you that. But for them to stipulate that and say that, it has to be something tied to something tied to his lawsuit with the NFL on Goodell. So, but his tutorship, his mentorship with Carr, and watching from afar, because there was footage we seen, they were taking pictures of it and video of, you can see John Gruden off to the side there watching Pete Carmichael instruct Derek Carr. He had a play sheet under his arm, and Carr would talk to him about this. You seen Alvin Kamara talking with him. So none of the reporters, I guess they didn't let him get close to talking to John Gruden, but they, he was out of their way where they couldn't get to him to talk to him or ask him. They're keeping him out of the way, or he's kind of staying out of the way of asking any questions or getting questions asked to him from the media. He's staying out of the way. But he's helping the offensive room. That's big. That's big on many levels, because we talked about the jump that Carr would have to make to get the Saints offense together, and Gruden's there doing his thing. That's big. So that shows a lot. Now, does he eventually becomes a member of the Saints organization? I think once all this lawsuit stuff out of the way, anything's possible. It wouldn't be the craziest thing I ever seen happen with the Saints, but and then when you go to the defensive side of things, you see all of these people here. Like, even, you talk about Leroy Glover helping out on the defensive line, and all these other guys, Brett Maxey coming there to help out. The addition of guys like Clancy Barone to the tight end room, Jari Evans to the offensive line, stuff like that it just blows me away how you got all these entities flooding into to the New Orleans Saints building and filling in the gaps from a knowledge standpoint and an instructional standpoint. And it's almost like they feel that something's big there's something big looming in New Orleans with the Saints, and that this is something that is special. that they put together. So yeah, it's a lot of overcompensation, no doubt about it. Saints spent a lot of money on Carr. They brought Jamal Williams in. All Jimmy Graham is here. Jimmy Graham, who's seen Jimmy Graham coming here? So the Saints did a lot of spectacular stuff, and they continue to do it, like we talked about right here. But the potential additions of both these guys will be big to the Saints team as well, because Barr gives them another veteran behind Demario Davis that helps out. You can kind of rely on to a degree, and the Kareem Hunt's a guy that will fill in a very good running back tandem once Elvin Kamara. So the Saints even so proactive to get starters so they don't slip at all. So it's hard for me to look at, and people talk about the schedule too. It really should. If and then things don't always work out like you see them at sometimes, because you look at things and sometimes the team is just not ready. But it's how they talking. All of them have chips on their shoulders, the energy of how they practicing. You see, and it's not just a tear you down energy. It's actually an uplifting energy that you see the Saints operating when you see it all filtering and radiating from the face of its players. And Dennis Allen, look how comfortable Dennis Allen looks out there with Joe Woods. Joe Woods is another one. They brought Joe Woods in here to be the defensive coordinator. And Joe Woods is running the defense, and Dennis Allen is free to roam around and just take a look. And he's just so refreshed and he radiating. And that's the thing. His deficiencies as a head coach are now to a great degree masked because of the additions of guys like Joe Woods, guys like, and he bringing in Gruden to help out. And I'm not saying he's going to stay, but he bringing them to help out, whatever help he's giving Carr. Man, it's just so interesting, man, to see what's going on with the black and gold, to be honest with you, fam. It's terrific. Eddie Green, thank you, sir. He says, what up, Big Q? Football is back, my brother. Thank you, bro. Yeah, boy. Thank you, bro. Appreciate the super chat, my brother. Much love to you, man. Bro, listen, it is a great energy. There's no hiding in the debating about it. Even some of the reports I'll be showing, I got to show you the other side, not just our side. I show the other sides, and I see a lot of the reporters, they're picking the Saints. And it's the weirdest thing, not weirdest, I guess, because we got a degree of apprehension with us because of what we seen last year, because you want to see them jump from over, go across that chasm. There's a chasm there, and you want to see how did they get from this side to there, because right now the NFC South is primed. You got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are pretty much where they are. The Atlanta Falcons are, and I mess around and joke with my brother Lowe, but like I said, that Atlanta Falcon team is the second best team in the NFC South to me. They really are. They've done a terrific job of adding, and I talk about New Orleans East, but to a degree, I'm joking about it, but a lot of the talent that they added helps fill in the gaps of the things that they were missing last year. Like David Onyemata helps out there. Caden Ellis helps out there. Ryan Nielsen is going to really help right there. Those three additions right there uplifts the Atlanta Falcons defense greatly. And all those people were big. They were big producers for the Saints last year. So, all of that happened. So they're trending in the right direction. And when you true to yourself, like you true to the identity of who you are, you usually see positive things happen. And that the team that they have constructed is true to the identity of the coach. And when you see stuff like that, then you see magic happens. You see the magic happen. See, they know their identity. They're going to be a run-first team that play tough defense. That's what they want to do, and they're going to work the pass off the play action. They got the tight ends, big guys that can go up and get the ball, attack the ball at its highest points, has huge catch radiuses. So we know what Atlanta's trying to do. It's not very deep, but their identity of the team is built around the identity of the coach. And usually when that happens, you see success starts happening. It's only when you don't have an identity, you don't know what you're going to do, and you're fumbling and stumbling around on what you're going to be, that you waste time, and ultimately you waste out on victories and stuff like that occurs. But Atlanta know who they are. That's why I put them second. Now for the Carolina Panthers, I put them third, but that's only because it's going to take their young quarterback time to get there. I think they'll be better than what they were last year insofar as being exciting to watch. But in the end, I think they're a future team. Like this team next year, they're going to be something to watch out for. So it'll be the three teams in there, especially next year, that'll be kind of grappling for the NFC South. We're going to see some fantastic football this year, but wait till next year. Then, of course, Tampa Bay's bottoms out. They're going to end up getting the first-round draft pick quarterback and Caleb Williams out of USC. And then he'll be here, and then you'll see Tampa Bay try to get into the mix with the rest of the teams. Watch. It ain't hard to tell. When most of these teams down in the NFC South, it don't take long for us to come back and, do it again. When they talk about rebuilding, it takes some teams like the Giants. The Giants fell off. They were bad for years. Bad for years. Stinky for years. And then next thing, but you see teams from the NFC South, when they retool, it don't take 2 or 3, 4 years. Now, Carolina, it took them a while because they had a dumb coach that was garbage, who was flim-flamming them. But the truth, and I can say that, man, because I'm real. Atlanta is the second best team in the NFC South. No disrespect to nobody else. It's just how I see it. All right, vibing with the Johnsons. How you doing, sir? He says Hunt and Jamal in the backfield, Kamara in the backfield, Big Q. We need all hands on. We got to get Derek back to, yeah. See, and that's the thing, bro. If we can get him now, it's not official, but yeah, like I said, it's just, I think you got to have long hair to be a part of the Saints backfield, man. Long hair, don't care. Thank you, Scooby. Says this Justin DA calls Tom Coughlin and Bill Parcells to join training camp. Story at 11.
Yeah, boy.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate that, man. Much love to you, sir. James says, I was thinking the same, Q. He said, if the defensive coordinator, you can't double cover Jimmy, Mike, and Olave, AK at the same time, but they all demand double coverage. Our offense is built for explosion. You got a quarterback, that's his best attribute to get the ball down the field. And a lot of people thinking like the pressure zone card to perform, and I agree to a point. But when you have, because most people's teams, they look at it and their teams are not, they got good teams, but, and I'm not disrespecting nobody's teams, but man, when you look at the Saints offense, just the offense, you got the best attribute of your starting quarterback is he throws the ball down the damn field very well. That's his favorite thing to do. And he's pretty accurate at doing that. And you got guys that can go and get it. You got Olave, you got Rashid, guys that can go and get it. And what it does do is spreads everything out and it creates space everywhere. That's why the Saints want running backs that are just dynamos like Kendre Miller, Jamal Williams. Try tackling them guys in open space. Jamal Williams is what, 6'2", 6'1", 220 pounds. He got speed too and power. I mean, he talk about poking, man, but he'll roll you, he'll run you over. Alvin Kamara, all those guys work really well in space. Kendre Miller catching the ball. I mean, I was watching some footage of Kendre Miller yesterday, catch the ball out the backfield. And he said they didn't do that a lot at TCU. I can't tell. He's a natural at it. And he was up there talking that he loves to do it. And I'm like, man, if you, the idea is to create space and opportunity for guys like Alvin Kamara and Kendre Miller, Jamal Williams, and if they sign Kareem Hunt, those type of guys operating in space, you got to tackle them one-on-one. Good luck with that. You can't lock in on one guy is what I'm saying. In every different game, guys can have big games. The Saints tight end room by itself, if they stay healthy, everybody it makes the team. How do you stop Jimmy Graham in the red zone? How do you stop Taysom Hill rolling around out there as a utility person? Then you move him in as a running back to help you. How do you stop these guys? How do you stop Juwan Johnson, who's about to make the next step there? You got Foster Monroe, who's reliable. The running backs that I mentioned, the deep threats that I mentioned, and then Michael Thomas, who's healthy. How do you stop all of that? You know, and they're going to try, but I'm saying you can't stop all of that. That's the point of why the Saints are doing all this extra stuff. You can't stop them. You can't stop all of that. That's the point. It's overkill. That's what it, and that's the point. It's overkill. It is overkill. You can't stop all of that. You just have to do your very best and hope the Saints drop footballs and blow blocks and do all the stuff that makes us lose. But you can't, that's the point. You can't stop all of that. That's the point. All right, Tyler says, Panther fan here. I think the South will be much better this year, except the Bucks. I agree with you, bro. Panthers got to have, he says, Panthers going to have to take the W, but you guys or the Falcons can have runner-up. All right, Tyler, shout out to you. Appreciate you, bro. Listen, I like, like I said, when we were talking about before you guys knew who you're going to pick, I was like, hey, listen, bro, we had the NFC South round table, and I told my brothers, Dave and Rashad from the Panther Nation podcast, shout out to those brothers. I told him, I said, bro, the guy y'all going to get is Bryce Young. I told him that. I said, Stroud is a good quarterback, but Bryce Young is where it's at. Then ultimately, that was way ahead before any of that was settled. And then when it was settled, was Bryce Young. I said, I told you, it's not even close. And you said, well, how you know? I said, because if you take Bryce Young and you make him 6'3", and then you say, okay, you put 6'3" Bryce against 6'3" CJ Stroud, who's better, it's Bryce far away. Then when you start getting beyond his size and look at, what he does on the field, I'm not saying that Stroud is good. He's a good young quarterback, but there's levels to this, man. You can see because of the size of a quarterback, sometimes these guys have to study a little longer. They got to figure things out. I'm just saying, they got to be, when you're a smaller quarterback and you're excelling in a big man's game like that, something's exceptional about you in terms of your intelligence and your forecast ability. And that's what it takes, because a lot of the footage that I was studying on him, remember, I'm an LSU guy, and I watched a lot of footage on him as he played against the Tigers in the SEC. And what I recognized about him, that he had the ability to forecast or foresee things. He had great foreseeing ability, or I guess you could say a certain kind of clairvoyance. He knew what spots and play in areas of the field to throw the ball to throw guys open. And that's usually something that most quarterbacks don't get. They usually try to put the ball on the wide receiver as opposed to throw to a spot on the field or throw it away for the wide receiver to get it. And if he don't get it, it's off his hands for an incompletion. He was doing that in the SEC, and he was doing that very good. He had elusive ability. And then the thing I really liked about him is he was able, when he was eluding people, he always had a present mindset to keep his eyes downfield to always be in the play. So I'm scrambling around, creating and extending the play, but I'm still present of mind and know exactly where my guys is. And he did a wonderful job of that at Alabama. So like I said, I think this year, when you come into the NFL, it's a whole nother ball of wax. And you talking about that kid beating a 10-year veteran with a team loaded like the Saints. And I expect the Carolina people and the Atlanta Falcon people to feel that way about their squad, because they don't know you like that. They don't know your squad like that. Not until they see your squad up against their squad, then they'll understand. Damn, they got all that going on. I didn't know that was happening. Then they would understand. Then you gonna see. So, man, it's going to be fun, man, watching all that happening. What's up, Colorado? Shout out to you, fam. Much love, bro. 504 says, Q, them people done gave Gruden the whole war. I know, bro. I was kidding on that yesterday, fam. I was kidding. Nola Boss says, how about a run package with Taysom, Kamara, Williams? Man, that's got to be illegal, Nola Boss, man. You think about it. How do you stop all of that? It's overkill, man. And Miller, yes. It is overkill. That's the point. The point is, I'm going to just plunging you to death with all these weapons. I mean, and it's just unbelievable. All of the stuff the Saints have, man. And that's why, and like I said, it's like so many people running over there, and you see John Gruden bucking his eyes and looking up at, and I know John Gruden led that at that Oakland team that had Tim Brown and Jerry Rice, but those were old. That was old Tim Brown. He had them when they were old, when they were past their prime. They were still very productive, but they were way past their primes when he had Tim Brown and Jerry Rice, and they had a pretty good veteran-led team. They really did. But this is totally something. No disrespect to the Raiders, but this is totally different. Now we talking right now because they're just practicing, but they've yet to realize their full potential. But man, I can only imagine what this is going to look like, man. This is going to be fire. Scoop said the pressure is on O-line to maintain a pocket for them deep balls. For Mississippi is right. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. Oh yeah, and that's why the Saints know they've been addressing a lot of them offensive line issues. Notice how the Saints been doing this year. Like a lot of guys, they used to just keep guys to a certain position, but they're switching everybody now. You notice that everybody's switching. All of them are switching. It's like Landon Young was talking about how they got him playing guard and tackle. Remember, they just wanted to play one thing, focus on that. They got them both doing the Andrus Peat, playing the guard and the tackle. They all got them switching. They all got them learning because they preparing for if injuries occur. They're preparing. We know James Hurst got a little issue. We know Andrus Peat has a issues that's not fatal or that's going to keep him out long term. We know Coda Martin, the guy that came here, got an issue. We know about Trey Turner. The Saints brought him in here. He's done for the year. So I still think they'll continue to keep rotating guys in here to kind of keep guys, fresh and clean. What's up, brother Derek? How you doing, sir? Appreciate you. Bobby says, yeah, man, it's going to be so awesome, man. A lot of people don't know about that. Rich says, Q, I still say Chucky, I'm sorry, is the shadow. He's the shadow head coach. Yeah, a lot of people, they got some people that was upset about it, say, man, how you be, somebody says some racist stuff. Like, man, listen, bro. At the end of the day, man, the guy apologized for it, and he had John Gruden coached a lot of black players, and a lot of black players took his side on it. That's not an excuse. But at the end of the day, he did say something to an apology. He came out and sued Goodell because he sees Goodell as the one that leaked the emails that had him tied with Snyder. He leaked them emails. And he got canceled. That's pretty much what happened with John Gruden. John Gruden got canceled. He couldn't get no jobs or nothing, and that's why he sued him, because he said he messed with my he released those things, and I'm suing him because he destroyed my reputation. And you got, when that happens nowadays, man, that's that's a tough thing. So he can't even get on any any networks right now, and the Saints and he's with the Saints in a, but they saying a consultation level. But at the end of the day, man, I don't see too many people upset about it to the point where they down there with signs up at the thing say, man, don't bring this dude up in here. And trust me, if people had done that, I don't think the Saints wouldn't have welcomed them, because the Saints do that much. They'll listen to you. At that much, they will listen to. They don't want no smoke with that. But none of that happened. And like I said, I was like, man, listen, that's how they gauge stuff. They stick a toe in the water. They stick a toe in the water to see how it is. If it's too hot, they take it out. Say, man, we can't do this right now. You got to chill out. Let them talk to him on the phone. Let them do a Skype. But him coming down there and then coming back, that's a reason for that. They don't just do stuff randomly, man. Everything's planned out. Of how they operate. Everything's, it's a business. It's a multi-billion-dollar business. So of course it's planned. They have these conversations, but let's test it out first. And they stick a toe in the water. If you ain't tearing the balls down right now, they say, okay, we can bring them back next time for 3 days. So like I said, it's all about people reacting. If you don't like it, then tell them you don't like it. Go out there with your signs, or go out there and make your calls, because they got a phone number. I didn't put it out here many times. Call them down there and tell them you don't like it. But a lot of people not that outraged about it, sad to say. I mean, or is it sad to say? If he apologized behind it, I mean, it is what it is, man. But thank you, Rich.
Yeah, boy.
All right, so shout out to the fam. K-Man says, Q, do you think Hurst starts over Peat at left guard? I've been hearing people say that, bro. I don't know who's saying it, but I think some people, whether through messages or something like that, family members been kind of throwing at Peat. Do you think Andrus Peat start? If Andrus Peat is healthy, he will start. I think there was a report. I don't remember who it was, but I think somebody was saying something about Andrus Peat. I don't remember. Somebody was saying something to me. I don't remember. It's a lot. But if Andrus Peat is healthy, bro, he starts. Bottom line. If they're both healthy, if it's a battle between Peat and Hurst, and Peat is healthy, Peat starts. Peat starts. The only way Peat doesn't start if he's not healthy. That's the only way he loses his job for this year, is due to health. If he can't play, then he loses his job. But if he's healthy and Hurst is healthy and everybody else is healthy, he starts. No doubt about it, bro. That, in my mind, no doubt about it. And it's like, to me, it's a moot point, because at the end of the day, we know Andrus Peat is going after the end of this year. He got a 1-year prove-it deal. We know the time is up on Andrus. His guy is already here to replace him. Nick Saldiveri is his replacement. So We know he's not going to be here this year. So if people like, man, Q, we got to get rid of him. If he's healthy, Pete starts, bro. That's the bottom line. The only, and I know it sounds simple. It's a simple explanation, but it's true. If Andrus Pete is healthy, he starts over everybody at that position. It's his position. Only way it's not if he's healthy, if he's hurt. You see? So I mean, you know, he's the best you got right there at that spot until Saldiveri develops into that position and take it. But his position after the end of the year, Andrus knows it. We know it too. It's the same thing that happened. This didn't happen before when they got guys that they drafted to come in and replace the other guys. And we looked at them and seen it happen. It happened with Chauncey Gardner-Johnson when Alontae Taylor came in. That's why Chauncey was cutting up. He was talking to the media, talking about people considering him a bad boy, or whatever he was saying. I don't remember. He was saying some craziness. And then he started disappearing and wouldn't practice. And then he'll come to practice and practice half the time, then go somewhere. And while that was happening, Alontae Taylor was just taking the reps. You know, so the game is the game. You see what I'm saying? It's a business. And even if you have to situate yourself and you got to handle business the correct way. And Chauncey Gardner-Johnson did not handle business the correct way with the New Orleans Saints. And if you notice, that has impacted his future, because he went from Philly, which he did pretty well. He got banged up. Philly didn't want to re-sign him. And then he's with Detroit right now, and he got banged up there. But I think he's fine. But notice he didn't get the contract that he was after. The two teams that he's playing for, he still didn't get the contract, because with Detroit, I think it's a 1-year deal. So, like I said, your reputation precedes you. So you gotta know how to conduct yourself, man. So no, I still say it's Andrus Pete, bro, until it's not. All right, Olaball says Q. Dennis Allen said nobody's job is safe. I don't believe that, bro. That's something Dennis Allen, of course, that's what a coach would say, and I don't blame him for saying that, but that's what he's supposed to say. Like, nobody's job safe. So Cam Jordan's job not safe? Derek Carr's job not safe? Elvin Kamara's job not safe? Of course they're safe. But that's what a coach is supposed to say. You know what I mean? That's just coach politics. The coach is going to include the stars in with the regular people. So that's how the team dynamic operates. You can't show the appearance that you are having different rules for different people, even though that stuff exists. We know that you handle Michael Thomas and Elvin Kamara and Cam Jordan and Demario Davis and Tyrann Mathieu and Marshawn Lattimore and all these other fantastic players different than you would have a Nephi Sewell or a Smoke Monday or a James Washington or A.T. Perry or Ellis Merriweather. Is different, because it's levels to this, and every level you handle is different, you see. But for the team dynamic, I understand what he's saying, bro. But you know, he got to say it, you know. Brother Green says, hey, Big Q, if we win a Super Bowl, we owe John Gruden the ring. Just for showing up and building and helping the squad. Yeah. I don't know, bro. You know, that'll be interesting, man, to see how it happens. Brother Derek says, welcome Gruden's help. We're not turning nothing down but our collars. There you go, bro. Like I said, man, we'll see. We'll see how it all. What's up, B Jizzle? How you doing, brother? Says Q, you plan on attending any of the games? Nah, bro, I'm not going to attend none of the games, but I am going to be doing meet and greets with the family members. I'm going to let y'all know, just sign up through the email list. It should be popping up in the chat. You see the email thing there. Sign up for them email list, because I'm going to be letting family members know. We're going to be doing meet and greets where we're going to be setting up. We're going to be go out and chill, man. We're going to have some food there. They're going to have some music there. We're going to do some meet and greets. We're going to do live pods and stuff like that. And I'm going to announce it via these email lists, bro. It's just an incentive to join the email. That's how I'm going to be kind of shooting a lot of the information out on the fantasy leagues and all that's through the email list. I used to do it through the platform, but I'm doing everything through the email list. So yeah, we're going to be doing some meet and greets, bro. I'm looking forward to that this year, because it was something I was supposed to do last year coming out of it. But I promise y'all this year is what I was going to do it. So we're going to set up a place. We all going to know where it is. You're going to have plenty of time to attend. We'll be there. We'll have live pods in front, and we'll do it. And we can meet each other, man, and have some good food, some fun, and do some live podding in person, some meet and greets. I think that'll be really cool, man, for the family members, man. So that's coming up soon. So thank you for that, bro. Vibing with the Johnsons, Big Q, all he says, Big Q, you all to see what I say about white people email. So John will be all right. Okay, thank you, bro. St. Gomer says, don't like how the media only giving us 8.5, maybe 9 wins this year. What the hell? Hey, that's Vegas, bro. That's Vegas with 9.5 wins. What the hell is 9.5 wins? 8.5 wins. That doesn't even make no sense. You know they're crazy right then and there. How you got a half a game there? It's either straight away, it's either 9 or 10. But that's just them playing it safe because they're even saying 9 and 8.5, 9.5 wins, and then putting you as the top team in the NFC South because they believe that the winner of the NFC South will win it by 9 games or so. That everybody else is going to be crappy and garbage, and that the only team that comes out the NFC South with a winning record will be the top squad. So nobody else going to have a winning record, and that whoever wins it will probably win it by 9 games. That's what they're basically trying to allude to saying. So I don't really pay too much attention to it. As long as we do what we do or do what we're supposed to do, we should be all right. All right, let's keep it going. Tony, what's up, Tony? Says, yeah, but for some reason, league has something against the Saints. So yeah, that's because of we talked about this all the time, the John Gruden thing. I mean, the Saints versus Roger Goodell thing. Remember, Goodell tried to steal the Saints the Who Dat song. He tried to do that several years back, tried to take that. It was some other stuff that he was trying to do, the over penalization on the Saints, and that's due because Tom Benson voted against Roger Goodell being the commissioner some years ago. He holds grudges. He's a petty guy. That's what he does. And I think Elvin Kamara's suspension would have been a lot greater had not Elvin Kamara went to him and talked to him. It would have probably been more than, I know it would have been more than that. I'm telling you, probably been about 5 games or so. But the fact that he went to him and, I ain't gonna say he kissed his ass, but went up there and met with him and showed him the commissioner respect, that he blessed him with a 3-game ban. So, I mean, it's just, that goes way back, bro, to the Tom Benson time prior to him transitioning. They didn't like Roger Goodell. They didn't see Roger Goodell as a people person type of dude to run a fan-friendly or family-friendly league. Like they were used to having commissioners like Paul Tagliabue, who's a personable, well-liked commissioner. This Goodell guy is totally different, but he makes the money. He makes them money, and that's why he keeps getting the deal. And sad to say, they don't care if you hate him or not. It really is sad though, but it is what it is. All right. So he says, ironically, CJ wound up playing for less than the Saints offered him. I told you, bro, it's all about how you handle business. This is a business. The problem with CJ, and I was saying it then, is Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, you got too emotional, man. Get your emotion out of it. It's business. You shouldn't, you're being over emotional in how you seeing yourself, and you got to still remember that they have a certain amount of money. And it was like, what, $1 million or something? It was just $1 million separate. And he could have had that written into the agreement where he got the rest of the money that he wanted in incentives. If he collected a certain amount of interceptions, or if personal achievements, and he would have been the starting nickel back there. So if he had certain personal statistical achievements, that he could get that money back. Hell, Andy Dalton last year made $1 million because of he had indicators in his contract. He made like $1 million plus something odd dollars last year with the Saints. Nobody was anticipating him to go and get that money, but he got that money because he played the majority of them games. He won like $1 million, got like awarded $1 million in incentives. So Chauncey could have had that interwoven, had his agent to interwove that into the language of the agreement, and he could have gotten that money. He just had to hustle for it, but he would have had the opportunity to do it. But look how Eric McCoy, who was quiet about it, kept his head down. He was in the same draft, and Eric McCoy was able to still get his bread. And Chauncey Gardner-Johnson's on 1-year deals with 2 different teams. Well, he had whatever he had with Philly, and then whatever it was with Detroit's gave him. So he was over emotional. You can't have that, man. You got to understand. Listen, they won't give it to me. I'm negotiating. Number one, you're making millions of dollars playing a child's game. That's number one. So you're making more than the average person that's out there working, that's busting their butts. Some man working in the plant, some lady working in the hospital, that got you're making more than the average person. You're doing something that you love to do. So you're $1 million off. Interweave it into the contract, keep it moving. He was over emotional about it, and the Saints just dumped him. And he still kind of, and that reputation preceded him with his dealings with other teams, where they're not comfortable giving him a multi-year deal. You see? So, I mean, this is learning lessons, bro. It's just learning lessons how to conduct yourself, man. All right. All right. Scoop says, Q, give me a heads up. I got a long ride on a mic. I got a long ride on a mountain bike. Okay, bro. You working out, huh? All right. Hey, Q, we still on you about that. Yeah. Hey, family, I promise you it's one step at a time, fam. I'm working. I told y'all this years ago, didn't I? Hey, fam, I'm true to my word. I told y'all, and shout out to all the family members that have been walking with me. It's been a long journey. But I told you, I said we was gonna get a website where we, our own setups where we can be able to have our own writers writing our own articles, stuff like that. I told y'all that. Family members, and it helped. They donated, and look, it's a reality. The WhoDatDaily.com has been out here for 3-4 years now. We have writers that cover pro football, basketball, boxing, college sports, and it will grow. So it was it was positive, so it's a part of the journey, helping out the rest of the family members that's there, and it's just, we keep growing, man. So yeah, that's on the board, fam. I promise you that's up next. The next thing is the media pass is coming, fam. So yeah, I'm working on it. I am working on the media pass. So don't be surprised if you see your boy down there with a couple of a cameraman down there asking questions. Y'all gonna know who it is, because you're gonna know, because y'all know when y'all hear me talking, y'all know who it is. But yeah, it's on the way, fam. It take a little time. Baby, listen, it take time. It take time, baby, but let me tell you, it take time, baby, but it's gonna be on time, baby. You hear what I just said, baby? Did you catch that? It's gonna be all right, baby. All right, Brother Roderick says Kareem Hunt visited the Saints. Okay, thank you, bro. Yeah, we should hear something more definite tomorrow on what goes on with it. Eugene St. Q is like Billy, the First Avenue club manager told Prince, aka the kid in Purple Rain. It's a business, kid, and he says you ain't too far gone to realize that. That's right, bro. It's a very that's good one, Eugene. It's funny, man. It's funny, but yeah. Eagles just paid him the Saints contract balances and nothing extra. See, but it's just a lesson on how. And when it happened, I was like, man, listen, it's just be cool and play football. Just be cool and play. But like I said, he was emotional when they drafted Chauncey Gardner-Johnson because he's seen the writing on the wall. And the Saints know Chauncey Gardner-Johnson better than any one of us. They see him all the time. They know he a little throwed off. And it was certain things he was doing, like, say, for instance, if you are a football player and you rap and you got curse and rap and you're talking about drug selling and all that, and you're the New Orleans Saints and they're not going to like that. Like, well, why are they trying to stop me from being who I am? No. You're not looking at the optics. They're not going to want that affixed to their brand. They worked a long time to build that brand up. They're not going to want that affiliated with their brand. They're not going to want that. I'm just sorry. That's just how it is. If you go start your own league, and or go do something on your own, if that's what you want to do. But if you want to play in somebody else's league, you got to play by the rules. That's how this thing goes. So when he, there's certain things he was doing off field that was, you was looking at, I was looking like, then, I knew the kid was kind of thrown off because how he explained how he changed his name from Chauncey Gardner-Johnson to CD Deuce. And I was listening to that. I was like, huh? What? But I mean, anyway, but you got to know how to conduct yourself. You're a business. Like, as a professional athlete, your body is your business. Your mind is your greatest weapon or your greatest protector out here. Because this is a world. This world is driven on knowledge. It's a knowledge-based world. And those who have the most knowledge run and control this sphere. That's how it operates. That if you don't know that, now a lot of our experienced people know that. The more you know, the farther you go. Well, the more you know, and how you apply this, the further you go. That's another part about dynamic action, not just regular action. But when you know something and you operate with dynamic action, you make things happen. You make dynamic things happen. So understanding that's how a lot of people get to the levels where others can't. Like, you got guys, you thinking they lucky from getting lucky, ain't got nothing to do with this thing. It's all about how you think. It's all, if you got a plan, if you consistent, persistent, and thorough, you will win. That is all the recipes for success, and all that too. You got to have a strong spiritual resolve to know when your batteries get low, you got to have something that's larger than you that you got to plug into, baby. Let me tell you something. Real deal Holyfield. But those are the characteristics that takes the win. And most of the people that you see in winning, whether it's in sport or otherwise, they share those divine attributes. That is the recipe to win damn near at anything. And a lot of these people share that. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson has a lot of those attributes, but he's over emotional. You cannot be that emotional when it comes to business. You got to know what you're worth. And even if you feel like they don't see what your worth is, you still could have got what you wanted by interweaving those things into the contract. You'd have had the multi-year contract and the security that you was looking for, because the Saints wanted them. They wanted both him and Alontae Taylor. Alontae was insurance just in case Chauncey Gardner-Johnson didn't work out. But Alontae Taylor, if Chauncey would have stayed, Chauncey would have still been your nickel, and Alontae Taylor would have turned into a safety. So things could have changed here. It could have been somebody who might have not been here if Alontae Taylor was. You see what I'm saying? Something could have changed in terms of where the safeties was, because Alontae would more than likely been a safety for the Saints, and Chauncey Gardner-Johnson would have been there at that inside position. But they wanted them guys. He wanted them, and he got to act in the kind of way, and they just got rid of him. They traded him for nothing, man. They got rid of him for nothing and didn't even think about it. When they did that, I was like, damn, they traded that kid away for peanuts, man. And they didn't even bat an eye when they did it. When they did that, I was like, wow, you know. And then they said, well, we got Alontae Taylor. Whatever. For real, think about it. They wasn't worrying one bit about Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. They gave him away. Gave him away for nothing. I was like, damn, ain't you scared of what he gonna? No, we ain't scared of him. He too busy getting in his own way. We ain't worrying about what he gonna do. So I mean, hey, look who won. Look who won the day in the end. So it's what it is. Anyway, shout out to the fam, man. Thank y'all for listening to me. Eugene says, Q, it's like, yeah. I read that one. Thank you, bro. K-Man says, I need $2 million a season working this damn heat. Scoop said, nah, Q, a long ride on my 10-speed from Philly to you better not ride no 10, no. Oh, yeah, man. Yes, Marge Vivian. What's up, fam? Says Big Q sound like old pimp when you do that voice. Hold on, baby. Baby, let me tell you something. Reverend Saint. Baby, listen. I used to pimp, baby. That's my story. See, I'd have told it many times. That was in my backsliding days, baby. Baby, but I don't pimp no more, baby. Baby, I live for the Lord. For the Lord. Baby, that's why I live for God. That's why I live, baby. We don't do none of that, baby. That was backsliding days. So all I do is just tell the truth now, baby. That's how I live. I just tell the truth. Not the truth, but the truth. Foof. Like with an F, the truth. You know, and he got to pronounce it like that because, you know, when them old players, they get old, they kind of lose the front teeth. So the L kind of escape out. So them THs turn into Fs. Truth. You know, I be hearing people online supposed to be educated I hear Omar Johnson saying truth. It drives me crazy. I heard something he said the other day, and he was saying truth. I'm like, I know they got to be a TH somewhere in there. I know you got your two front teeth, brother. There's a TH somewhere in there, isn't it? Oh, like, damn, did they change the word truth? Oh my goodness. Saint for Life said, he says that Saints didn't have to trade Chauncey so quickly they could have gotten a better deal. Yeah, bro. The thing is, too, they worked up with Chauncey Gardner-Johnson to the minute, and then they said, "That's enough, man. Get him out of here." And got nothing for him. Really gave him away for next to nothing. And we was like, "Damn, is that how they?" But that's the cold-blooded question. See how this is how my mind works. The cold-blooded question is that how they perceived his value? Bro, that's what I got. I'm like, the Saints just gave him away. The Saints could have got much more for Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. They really could. But that is how what they got from him is what they perceived his value as. And they were cool with it. They didn't bat an eye when they dumped Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. They wasn't worrying about him at all. And I was like, damn. You know, so It's crazy, man. But like I said, man, it's just a learning lesson, man. It's a learning lesson. All right. The Scoop says Q effectively Saints got Howden and right. Yeah, effectively Saints got Howden in the 6th round next year for CD. Yeah, and Howden's going to be a good player for us. Yeah, it's just crazy, man. How you look. Yeah, that's right. Truth. That's right with the F. Yeah, y'all heard it before. It's not truth. Not truth. It's truth with the FH sign. Yeah, y'all heard it before. Y'all heard it before. All right, Eugene says anybody with ladder daddy voice can fix. Yeah. I ain't gonna bust the ladder dad. I be doing the ladder daddy. Marjorie gonna say, man, that was dumb. It doesn't matter how they perceive value. It's how the league get. But look who won the deal. See, he still ain't get the deal. So how is it they got him out of here? And I remember Bob came on the show. Bob Rose from Saints News Network was telling me, he said he was becoming a locker room issue. And Bob was dropping some game. He's like, man, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson was being a locker room issue. He was doing this, that, and the third. And the Saints didn't want him to poison the locker room. They already had his replacement in there that was cheaper than what they was going to pay for him. He didn't want to take the $4 million or whatever they was offering him in a multi-year deal. He didn't want to take that. He wanted $5 million a year. Saints wasn't going to pay a nickel back $5 million a year. They wasn't going to do that. And when he went to Philly, he wasn't a nickel back. They paid I think they gave him a 1-year deal at $5 million. And he was a safety. He played safety for $5 million. So he wasn't a nickel back for that because he wanted to be, his thing was, I wanted to be the highest paid nickel back in the league. Well, he didn't even get to be that because he wasn't a nickel after he left the Saints. He played safety for them other teams. So that's how he got his money, but he still didn't get the multi-year deal. And he's been with 2 teams now. So at the end of the day, the Saints not worried about Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. They could have re-signed Chauncey Gardner-Johnson if they wanted to. They're not worried about him. At the end, they feel like, hey, we got what we got, and it's time to keep it pushing. So, we got Alontae Taylor. Are we batting an eye about Chauncey Gardner-Johnson? Hell no. We know what we got in Alontae Taylor here. So, I mean, it's just business is how it goes. Yeah, that's what Bob was saying that. Bob said, man, he was being a real problem in the locker room. Remember, he wasn't showing up to the camp. Then he started showing up to the camp. Then he was working out half the time. Then he would just leave. He was just doing stuff like that. And I was like, man, the Saints are patient with you, but they're going to put up to you to a point and they're going to get you out of here. Now, you don't think that would have changed if he would have handled a situation like Eric McCoy did? Did Eric McCoy stop practicing and do all that? McCoy did everything he was supposed to do. He was still getting paid to be there. He wasn't there for free. Chauncey he still was getting paid by the Saints to be there. And that's how they view it. Listen, man, I'm still paying you money. You need to be here. We paying you. You're not being here for free out of your own. No, we're paying you right now to come to this team. Now we'll work with you on an extension, but you got to come to work. And Johnson, no, I'm doing all that. You disrespecting me. I'm going to be. And the next thing you know, bam, beam, boom. It is what it is. All right, Brother Derek says, what's your thoughts on Anthony Barr? Solid veteran, bro. 9-year guy. Could definitely help the Saints out in the linebacker situation. I think at this stage, he's past his prime, bro. But I think he'll help. I think he'll definitely help, especially mentor the younger linebackers there. But, like I said earlier, is there something wrong with Demario Davis where we have to be kind of concerned about for Anthony Barr to be here? Because all this time, the Saints never brought nobody in here even close to his pedigree. He being Anthony Barr, a 9 years. This guy was a 4-time Pro Bowler. He passed his prime, but he still can contribute. But they never brought anybody in here even close to his pedigree. It was undrafted guys and guys like Andrew Dowell who was here that got hurt, but nobody on that level. Then all of a sudden, Demario has a calf issue, and here comes Anthony Barr here. And I'm like, okay, they said the calf wasn't a minor issue, but sometimes you got to take it with a grain of salt. So we'll see how it all, but I think it'll be more of a plus than a minus there, Brother Derek. Thank you for the question, bro. Shout out to you. Bobbin with Johnson's Big Q, my Grambling Tigers gonna beat that. Don't hold your breath on that, brother. Don't hold your breath. Richard said that's why they let him walk. You're absolutely right, bro. Like I said, it's a way to handle the things, man. Eric McCoy handled it wrong, right? Chauncey Gardner-Johnson handled it wrong. He still ain't get his money. not he wanted the contract extension. He wanted the security of being here, and he kind of played himself in the end. All right, shout out to you, brother Dre. Shout out. He said, "What up, everybody? How everybody doing? Pretty good. Shout out to you, my fam. Appreciate you being here." All right. Yeah, it's what it is, man. At the end of the day, yeah. There you go, Carla. Teach your mans how to squabble. Jerome, Rome. There you go, Rome. Love that show, man. That was a pretty deep show too, especially at the end. How it all went down. He just fell apart. I ain't gonna lie. I thought he was gonna get, he's gonna get it handed to him. I thought he was gonna get knocked off, but he didn't get knocked off. They just turned him into a derelict, and I thought that was even more colder than him because he was doing all this stuff, and I was like, sooner or later he gonna catch a L. The one that put you under the ground, but they didn't. They just turned him into a derelict, and he ain't have nobody. It was him living in the past. I used to have it. So he had to live. He had to live with the memory, and I think that was a pretty interesting way to end it because I thought it would definitely not end that way. I thought it most certainly wouldn't end that way. But he did a lot of messed up stuff, man. The girl got hooked on the stuff, the neighbor, how he did her dad, just crazy stuff, and how they all end. The lady, Rome's girl, end up in the stables, running from the people. She hiding among the horses. What happened to all the money? It was great. I should have did a little show on that, man. I was watching that. That Snowfall. That was a pretty awesome sitcom. How it ended, man. I thought he was gonna get his issue. They just made him a derelict, man. They made him living in the house, and then they were knocking on the door. They was gonna take that from him. He just, that was very interesting how all that happened, man. That was crazy. Yeah, Snowfall, but that was awesome. All right. So with that being said, fam, let me go ahead and get on here. Listen, I appreciate everybody for listening to the show. But listen, big ups for the Black and Gold, man. Really excited about what's going on. Of course, Tuesday the Saints take off. They got an off day. Tomorrow we'll learn more about what happened with the with Anthony Barr and Kareem Hunt coming in to try out. We covered their previous contracts, what possibly they could be asking for a financial perspective. We know that the Saints are dealing with just under $13 million, so they got the paper for these guys. Perhaps, they got other people they're going to bring here too to try out if Kareem Hunt don't like what he's saying. There are other running backs out there too, so this might be the first of some other things that could be popping and snapping with the Saints. But usually on a Tuesday when they're not having practice, that usually be a good day when they can sign some people. So we probably hear some news about it, perhaps in the morning or during a noonish time. We'll find out what happened. More information on Anthony Barr, the linebacker, and Kareem Hunt, the running back, coming in here. I think they'd be terrific additions to the team, to be quite honest with you. Also, we covered training camp day 11. Went over that. We heard from Juwan Johnson, Peyton Turner, and Dennis Allen. Big Low popped in for a quick visit, so shout out to my dog, Big Low. It's always good to throw a little shade at my brother Low and the Atlanta Falcons. You know how we feel about them here. We love and respect them, and still love messing and picking at our Falcons family members as well. So with that being said, fam, please feel free to join our email list. Like I said, some of the meet and greets, we'll be doing several meet and greets coming up over the next several months or so. So you'll be able to meet up. You can meet me, and we'll set up a situation where we'll be having some food to eat. We'll be chilling. We'll do a live pod there and just have some fun in the Great Saint Think Tank, just meeting up, talking, having some fun, stuff like that, man. It'll be real chill, man. I'm looking forward to that as well. And they're probably going to tape it too. We're going to have a camera set up there where we could be able to tape the event, the meet and greet, and everybody. Be kind of a casual event. So, I don't have to get too fancy or nothing to come in there. I just want y'all to chill out, eat some good food, have a little drink there, talk some Saints. That'll be something that I'll announce through the email list. The Fantasy League stuff, that'll be coming up soon too. So if you want to join the Sports Coma Fantasy League, I think it's the fifth annual or fourth or fifth annual Sports Coma Fantasy League. We didn't do any money. I think we did it. Did we do it? I don't think I did it last year, the year before. I think we did it where I don't think we had money, but we do it every now and again when we, you put up like a certain amount of money. I think I did it free the previous time when we did do it, but We might bring back the money where you can win some money in the Sports Coma Fantasy League for bragging rights. We're going to be doing stuff like that. That'll be announced through the email list as well. So join the email list, man, just because it's an alternative way to stay in contact with the forum. It connects you directly to us, and it'll let you know about events that we got going on that we don't announce through the platform. Also feel free to lock into whothatdaily.com into your phone so you can check out all the latest. Join the email list over there and check out all the latest articles on the Saints, the Pelicans, LSU, boxing. If you're a boxing head, we got all that on there. Shout out to all our writers. Shout out to our editor-in-chief over there, B. She's doing a fantastic job. I always shout out because she's wonderful. She does a terrific job with the writers and keeping everything going. We got a real good team. Shout out to our developers and our tech man and what he been doing, keeping the sites going and tweaking. So like I said, it's a lot of stuff going on, man. And I just like to thank y'all for doing all the great things that y'all always do for support. So if you want to be a part of the movement and keep helping us push forward, like I said, I'm going to be getting that pass, man. Y'all better get ready because I'm going to be up in the Saints building, man. I'm going to get that press pass and be up in there asking them questions and all that. I'm going to behave, so don't worry. I ain't going to be up in there fussing. I'm going to be all right. So, I'm going to be all right. So, yeah, man. So, well, that'll be coming next year sometime, but we're making one step at a time, man. So if you want to support us, man, join the YouTube page that we have here, our platform page, join and become a membership, or simply go to patreon.com, patreon.com/Pro Media Network. That's for locked content. We'll be on our Patreon tomorrow for our YouTube members for our Patreon Tuesday special. For locked content, we got all type of stuff over there. On Q, Big Q, our news show. I'm going to be doing some more of those. And also soon, fam, we're going to be rolling out a radio show, fam. We're going to be doing I'm going to be doing a radio show rolling out real soon. So it's a couple of things I'm working on, a lot of stuff shaking and popping. So y'all just kind of look out for your boy. All right. So with that, Ram says, hey, Q, how do you join the email list? Should be a link right there in the chat that should pop up. You can scroll the chat. It should be one listed there with the email list that, so it'll pop it up every so often. I don't know how how my tech man had it set. The developer had it set where it rolls, so it'll pop up in the chat to let you know for the email list. And probably I'll put the email list in the description section once the video goes final, so y'all can be able to pop up there. But it's very simple to do. Hold on, matter of fact, let me see if I can find it. So I don't know. It should be up in there somewhere. If somebody got it, please paste it in the chat for the family members, if you please. For the family members. Yeah, but it's very simple. Here it is right here. Let me see. I think the link is there. It should pop up real soon again. It says it does the merch and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it'll pop up soon again. But yeah, fam. So yeah, feel free to check us out, man, and keep doing what you're doing. And for those who are not supporting us, if you want to support us financially, there's different ways you can do that. And check out the description section for that, because we're doing some great things. We're moving this thing, man. Shout out to my brothers, Hoodie Jube, brother Randolph from the Keep It Real Who Dat podcast, and also to my brothers, the NOLA Bros. We are the Who Dat Nation United. That's our Thursday lineup. Well, all this fantastic night. Is always cool to see us work together, man, because we understand, man, that it's only one way to do this. We move forward as a team, man. So if y'all want to move together with this movement, please feel free to support us. So with that being said, I'm gonna get out on that. Listen, I appreciate y'all, love y'all, thank y'all for everything that y'all do. Y'all keep y'all heads up, man, and I'll be back on Tuesday with our live stream on our Patreon Tuesday show. Much love, and who that to you.
Yeah. Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Long as I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. Sports Coma, yeah, this is where we do that. Where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that. Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Sports Coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that. Welcome. Somebody please better help. Running this thing like Elf. I thank God every day I'm not a felt. Go to YouTube Live with Big Q and the guys. If you ain't ride or die, the bandwagon get flipped. Been marching in, that was way for the ring. I was yelling out your chain for the championship. Bucking on town, duck down. Falcons pluck, get shut down. Panthers ain't much to touchdown. The vision really belong to us now. So much hate on the Saints, you could probably tell. Ever since Bounty Gate hit the NFL, when things seem fishy and you probably smell the crooked referees or Roger Goodell. Yeah, fucking like this and I'm a who that. Every day I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. It's the sports coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that. Boogie like this and I'm a who that. It's the sports coma, this is where we do that.
You're listening to the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys on the PRO Media Network.
Store where you can go and buy all the latest merch to support the platform. Available at the Pro Shops, we have dozens of hundreds of products available for you and your family. Unisex tees for men and women, hoodies and sweatshirts, tank tops, kids and baby items, long sleeve tees, mugs, pillows, wall art, bath bedding, face masks, phone cases, stickers, bags, fanny packs, socks, hats, and many other items. Please feel free to check out the Pro Shops. The link is in the description section below.
TheWhoThatDaily.com. That's right, TheWhoThatDaily.com. Your one-stop shop for everything New Orleans Saints, New Orleans Pelicans, LSU Tigers, even the top flight boxing news. So if you're a Who That and you're looking for a place to stay up on your team, TheWhoThatDaily.com is your site. TheWhoThatDaily.com for the sport Who That in all